ball. Tonight's game features the Grand Haven Buccaneers hosting the Bulldogs of Grandville. Today's game, Coach Taylor's Bucks come in here 4-4, and the Bulldogs at 2-5 under second-year coach Tom Hudson. We're introducing the Bulldogs starters. We've got the lineup for the Bulldogs. Now we'll have the starters for Grand Haven Buccaneers. And there's your lineup for the Buccaneers tonight. This could be a good game tonight, Eric. Both teams have been struggling a little bit in the OK Red, but they come in with similar records and similar looking teams, actually.
It should be a really good game because I think in the last game, Grand Haven had kind of a breakthrough. Huntington and Haxma didn't score as well as they might have or usually do, but other people came forward and played a lot better. So I think that you'll see maybe a different team tonight. That's the good news.
Well, that's true. One of the things that they've said about this team is that you just can't have two scorers. We know that Huntington and Haxma are great scorers and can score in bunches, but when they get closed down, the other people have to come forward and make things happen.
I think they got a lot of confidence because they did score well last two games.
Well, good. We'll see what happens here. We're going to have Haxma going up against the big center for the Grandville Bulldogs, Cleveringa. We're about to get started here on the coldest night of the year. Ball goes up in the air. Gravelin control. In the corner to Gravelin, head fake from the side.
Nice confident shot.
22 Camstead brings the ball up against J.P. Huntington. 22 and 22 going against each other.
Little mild pressure.
Oh, a little bit of a breakdown there. Cleveringa with an easy bucket.
Nice pivot and shoot.
Pick us around the top over to Haxma. Haxma goes up against the big man. Haxma, nice basket. Nice basket right in the face of Timmer.
Good touch in that shot. He was fronted pretty well and even had some contact. He still made the bucket.
Sure, we've seen that before with Haxma. He's got a really nice touch for a big man, especially when he gets in close to the basket. Step steal by Huntington. Up to Haxma. A hard foul, a hard foul. The Reiter knew he had to make that foul. Otherwise, Haxma with an easy two. Make him earn him at the line.
Haxma's an 85% free throw shooter, so these are pretty sure bets here.
Well, he's a good man to have at the line. Like we said, and I think we'll probably mention it again during the game, you know, Haxma is really nice from the foul line, really nice from inside the paint, with a nice soft touch for a big man.
Takes concentration and practice, and he's obviously used both of those.
Hits on the front end. Puts the home team up 5-2 here early in the game.
This Grandville team could be deceptive because they've played some really tough teams very well. And they almost beat Holland last week.
Well, we know Holland's got a tough team too.
And they have, they defeated East Kentwood earlier this season.
Full court pressure by the Buccaneers. Having a hard time getting across the timeline. Getting close to that 10 seconds. Oh, I think they just barely beat it. We've got the Reiter out on the top with the ball. Looking for a pass. Bothered by Huntington. Oh, they're going to call Huntington with a foul on the wrist. Huntington with tough pressure, and I think he just caught the wrist there and unfortunately catches the first foul of any for either team.
Well, one of Coach Taylor's objectives for this game, I'm sure, was to increase the defensive pressure. We're seeing that already. That it's picked up.
Buccaneers are known for their defensive pressure, and they've got a tough full court press. Huntington covering number 22 Camstead up on the top, down in the corner. To Cleveringa. Cleveringa tries to head fake, back out in the top to DeRuyter. In the corner to Bettis. Bettis with a head fake, goes in hard. Ball comes away to 34, DeRuyter. For 3 from the top, Camstead. We're going to have a foul on the rebound by number 44, Cleveringa. That'll be the first foul on the Bulldogs. Nope, they're going to give it to Bettis. They were both fighting for it underneath there. Graveland inbound the ball with Fickus to receive. No, looks like the Bulldogs dropped back into a, looks like a 2-3 kind of zone. Yep.
Nice pass.
To Jepson inside. Jepson back out to Graveland. Fickus at the top. He sees Huntington. Huntington into Haxma. Nice pass inside. Beautiful pass by Haxma to
Excellent
Jepson.
movement that time.
You bet. There they are getting trouble getting back on defense. Now there's something you don't see the Buccaneers have a problem with too often, is getting back fast on the break.
That was a heads-up play by the Bucks. The Dogs, I should say.
Okay, we've got a foul on the, look like a 3-point shot. Does that mean we're going to be shooting 3? Oh, must have had a, looks like we're going to be shooting 2. It's the 3rd team foul on Grandville. At the line will be Graveland. Graveland hits the first.
Grandville had a really good game Tuesday against Holland Christian. 17 points in that game.
Yep. Well, like we were talking, some people coming forward and hitting some, scoring some points for the Buccaneers. Grandville being one of them. It's both the free throws, puts the Bucks up by 6. Ball being brought up by Camstead. Camstead beats the pressure. Fickus pressuring him all the way up the floor, and he's still with him on the ball. Camstead looking in the corner, can't find a man open. Good pressure. Fickus with a good pressure defense, knocks the ball out of bounds. It'll go out to Grandville.
Looks like they're playing a matchup zone.
DeRuyter inbounds the ball to Camstead. Camstead on the top. Dribbles down the right corner. Inside to DeRuyter. Over to the left to Bettis. Bettis head fake to the left. Goes up against Graveland and he gets it over top of Haxma.
He's very strong going to his left.
Fickus pressured on the way up by DeRuyter. DeRuyter to Haxma in the middle. Sees Huntington on the outside. Huntington comes
Partially
up short.
Partially blocked.
Oh, he got it blocked. Once again, looking up. All right, a good heads-up play. Good heads-up play by Fickus. Fickus hits the ball off of the Grandville player, and it'll be a Buccaneers ball. We have an equipment timeout. It's like Grandville player tying his shoe. Fickus and Graveland going to inbound the ball, this time against a little bit of pressure. All the way to half court to Haxma. Haxma inside to Jepson. It's going to be off a Grandville player. We're going to have Buccaneer. Oh, no, we're going to.
Officials are going to confer on this one.
Officials are going to confer. That's, you know, a good official, when he's not sure, he's going to look over to his partner. His partner says, yep, I saw it. We're going to go with Grand Haven. We know that the fans called that one for sure. Of course, right in front of the Buccaneer pep band.
Explaining to the Bulldog coach over there.
Oh, a bad inbound play. Quick pass up to DeRuyter. DeRuyter double dribble, and they didn't call it. Looked like he dribbled on the when he first received the ball, and they don't call it. So an errant pass by the Bulldogs gives it back to the Buccaneers. Good break for them.
I think both teams are a little unsettled right now for some reason. Maybe it's the pressure defense.
Fickus up the right side, inside to Jepson. Another tough pass. He's thrown it into a crowd. It's going to be tough to get that one in there. Bulldogs, a good swarming defense. A head fake. And they're going to call him for traveling. They call the Bulldog for traveling. So it again brings it out underneath their own, or underneath the Grandville basket for the Buccaneers. Fickus up the right side. To Graveland on the left. Back up top to Fickus. Fickus back to Graveland. Graveland up for 3, and
nice,
it's good. And that was well behind the 3-point line. That was a good shot.
He's showing confidence. He didn't hesitate at all when he shot that.
Camstead bringing up the left side, going all the way to the hole against 2 or 3 Buccaneer players. And they're going to call the foul on the Buccaneers. There's a host of Buccaneers in there. They're going to give it to 34 Fickus. That sends Camstead to the line. Looks like he's going to be shooting 2 as the Buccaneers enjoy a 7-point lead here about halfway through the first quarter.
That last bucket was Gramblin's 7th point so far.
Well, Camstead makes the first one good. And puts down the second. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Haxman bounce to Fickus. Grandville back quickly on the defense. There's no chance for the Buccaneers to really push it up and get a quick bucket. Haxman looking for side. Sees Huntington. Huntington alley-oop to Haxman. Oh, a beautiful pass, and he just misses it.
Gets his own rebound.
Jepson goes up inside. Jepson in a crowd for the basket after Haxman a couple of short shots, and I'm sure he wishes he had back.
The good thing about that play is the Bucs showed really good intensity on the offensive board.
You bet.
They need that to win this game.
They're staying after the ball because I think they know now that they're against a team that isn't afraid to put on a lot of defensive pressure. Huntington going to be called for reaching in. That'll be his second foul. J.P. Huntington not wanting to get into early foul trouble. That'll put the that'll make the ball go out to the Grandville Bulldogs. The Ryder going to inbound. We have some substitutions. Number 40 McKellar comes in the game for Grandville, and in for Grand Haven, Constant. Camstead on the top with the ball. He's covered there by Huntington. Into the corner to DeRuyter. DeRuyter looking over to McKellar. McKellar over to the right side again to Camstead. Good defensive pressure by the Buccaneers. Camstead loses the ball, but picks it up again. They're going to call Huntington for the block.
That's 3 on Huntington.
That'll be 3 on J.P. Huntington. The last thing Coach Taylor wanted to see was J.P. Huntington pick up 3 fouls in the first quarter. We're going to have Grambling come back in the game for Huntington. A couple of tough fouls on Huntington. Not real obvious ones, but ones that the referee noticed and called. We're going to have an inbound pass by Camstead. He comes all the way to the outside. Camstead gets the ball back on the right. Brings it back out toward the top. Setting the offense. Inside. Stolen by Constant. Jepson picks up the loose ball. Nice heads-up play by Constant. Fickus on the top. Goes hard to the hole. In the middle. Off the back. It comes off deep. And rebounded there by number 44, Cleveringa. Again, brought up by Camstead. Good rebound by 34, Fickus. Fickus coming up and kind of bringing it up the right side, directing traffic.
Dangerous pass into the corner there on the run.
Graveling it. Does handle the pass, though. They've got Constant on the left. He's coming across. Gets it back out to Fickus. Still in that, Grandville still in that 2-3 zone. Jepson goes around to the left, goes up left-handed, and he's going to be fouled by Cleveringa.
Excellent move there.
Yeah, Jepson, we've seen him before. He's the kind of kid that he can go either way. You know, he goes to his right and to his left, it seems, with equal ease. And it looks like we're going to get another substitution here. Formsma into the game. Formsma, we've seen play some fine basketball here this year already. He had a great game a couple weeks ago where he was one of the leading scorers.
I think everybody who's had a big game in the past has to step up today because with 3 fouls on Huntington, it's going to be important that everyone contribute.
Sure, that's your top scorer sitting down taking probably a good long rest. I would think most of this first half probably. Jepson hits the first, the 2 free throws that he's going to get to shoot. This one's also good. A little bit more rattling around, but it's a good shot.
Good pressure.
Good pressure. Jepson thought he was going to steal that one, and then Camstead just brought it out in time. Over to the right side to Cleveringa. Oh, they're
blocked by Haxma. calling under goaltending.
Haxma's going to be called for goaltending. It was good defense. I think he got there just a little bit late. It's good to see the big man coming in there that hard.
Well, you want to see help on defense. It was there that time from Haxma.
Yeah, looks like a little, looks like almost a little half-court pressure. Nope, Grandville's going to jump back into their zone. Just one man back. Jepson on the left brings it over to Grambling. Grambling for three. It falls. Grambling with his, I think it's his third three of the night already. Grambling's got the hot hand, which Coach Taylor's got a smile about, seeing as how he's got J.P. Huntington on the bench. Up to the top to McKellar. McKellar for the long two. Comes off to DeRuyter. DeRuyter makes, and it's going to be off his leg and out of bounds to the Buccaneers. Another good break for the Bucks, who lead by 10 here with 1:50 left in the first quarter. Grambling going to inbound it. Hornsma back to help. And into the game comes Hodder. Hodder is replacing Jepson here late in the first period. And we're going to have the ball inrounded to Formsma. Formsma back to Constant. Constant bringing the ball up, comes left side. Looking for Haxma. Haxma comes along top of the key. Haxma guarded there by 40. McKellar goes up into the middle, and a nice shot right over the top of McKellar.
You don't expect Haxma to put the ball on the floor, but he did. And it worked, and it paid off that time.
It did. It was a good 12-foot shot for him. Ooh, I think Hodder might have got away with a little arm on that, but the referee doesn't call it and comes off to the Buccaneers. Grambling thinks about the three again. It goes to Constant. Constant back out to Haxma. Haxma over to Formsma. Formsma in the corner, back out
Thinks
to the top.
about it. They're being patient now. They've got a pretty good lead.
Well, there's no sense in hurrying it. Back on the top to Formsma. Formsma looks like he wants to go hard to the hole. Nope, he's stopped there by 44 Cleveringa. Haxma on the right looks inside to Hodder, and Hodder loses the ball. It looked like a nice heads-up pass. Hodder just seemed to not be able to grab it right at the end there. Into the game for the Buccaneers is Amstutz, number 44. And it looks like back in comes Bettis for Grandville. Also in the game for Grandville, number 15, Matt Ewell.
Gary, Grandville needs to convert. They've had 2 turnovers in a row in their last 2 possessions. I think they need a shot.
Well, we got 45 seconds for them to get it off. I'm sure they're looking for one, a really good shot. Amstutz on the top to the new man, Ewell. Ewell with it back at the top with a pass from Camstead. He's looking hard. He goes around Amstutz. The ball goes over to Bettis. Bettis inside to number 44, Cleveringa. Nice left-handed shot, and we're going to have a foul. While we get ready for the Bulldog player to go to the line, we want to mention some of the sponsors that are bringing you Buccaneer basketball here. We'd like to thank some the sponsors for our production at Spectre Products Corporation, JSJ Corporation in Grand Haven, Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, Skolton and Fant, the full-service legal team in Grand Haven, Lumberman's Bank, FMB, Shape Corporation, Automatic Spring Products, Dr. Robert Dixon, and the big supporter here in Grand Haven of a lot of Buccaneer sports, Clover Bar.
Cleveringa converted on the free throw attempt. Okay,
well, that makes a 3-point play, and that brings them within 9. Little pressure, full court. Amstutz brings the ball. He looks like he's got a lane to the basket. He's going to take it all the way. A good heads-up play by Amstutz. Amstutz sees the lane all the way down and takes it. They're coming up hard. Ball mishandled by the new man, or by Timmer. Timmer comes all the way across to Bettis. Bettis for a banker. It comes off. Back to Bettis again. And we're going to have a foul, looks like, on Constant. Neither team in the bonus yet, so we're going to stay out, have the ball inbounded under their own basket by Grandville.
Grandville have 8 seconds to get a shot off.
You know, Camstead moving everybody out. Grand Haven, of course, packing it in. With this setup, you'd think they'd be looking for a good 3-point shot. Oh, Forsma goes up, and McKellar rejected.
Grandville had the ball out of bounds again for another.
Took 3 seconds for them to get rejected on that one. They'll have 5 to get this one off. Back again, back to 40, McKellar. McKellar going toward the ball. Amstutz with it. He's going to run out of time. Not exactly sure of the time. So we end the first quarter here with the Buccaneers up 24-13 in an interesting first quarter. We saw the Buccaneers go up early. Bulldogs come back a little bit, and then the Buccaneers score a lot of baskets off turnovers near the end of the quarter.
I think it was a solid defensive quarter for the Bucks, and it was good that you saw the score as many points, because it's good for them to get ahead like this.
Well, we want to make sure that we mention some of the people that are helping us here tonight. John Shears, the athletic director at Grand Haven, is certainly helpful in bringing these productions to you. Tonight, some of our stats for the Buccaneers are brought to us through their statistician Ken Baumgart. We want to thank him. And helping us tonight, Dick Smith and several other individuals who are helping put this production together. Your announcers, of course, are Gary Ramsden and Eric DeLong. And it looks like we're going to have the possession arrow in the direction of Grandville, so they'll inbound the ball. In the game for Grandville is Ewell, Camstead, Bettis, Cleveringa, and their big center, Timmer. Over the left side. Oh. We're having a call. We're going to have somebody out of bounds here. Nope, we're going to have a foul.
During that first quarter, Grand Haven shot 67%. They were red hot.
67% isn't bad. I'm sure Coach Taylor appreciates that.
Granville shot 43%.
Well, I think it shows in the score. We've got that much of a percentage difference. The hot man for that quarter, of course, was Gravelin.
That Gravelin finished the quarter with 10 points. He was assisted by Haxman with 6, and Jepson with 6 as well.
Off the front of the rim is Ewell. Looks like Haxma tried to save it, and he stepped on the line. So says the referee. So once again, under their own basket, being inbounded by Camstead for the Grandville Bulldogs. He comes all the way to the outside to Ewell. Over to the right to Camstead. Camstead working against Gravelin. To Ewell on the left. Back over to Camstead. Looks like they're looking to work a shot off the side, and Grand Haven with the tough inside defense, tough sort of a sagging man-to-man. Camstead now working against Fickus, goes into the middle. Oh, we're going to have a travel call on Ewell. He shuffled his feet before he took that dribble, so we're going to have Buccaneers inbounding at the three-quarter court. Bringing it in is Gravelin. Brings it into Fickus. Fickus dribbling left-handed to the left side. Ball's into Jepson on the far left. Haxma from the top. He drives into hard in the middle. He's going to be fouled. They're going to have a call foul. Haxma shaking his head like that should have went in. Boy, would that have been nice.
It was close.
It was.
Gary, Grandville has been having trouble with turnovers. They've got 7 so far in the game. Grand Haven has been protecting the ball very well with only 2 turnovers.
Well, against the swarming defense, like we've seen from Grandville, they're back in that zone, but whenever anybody gets the ball, they're all over them. So against that kind of a defense to only have 2 turnovers isn't too bad.
And you can see it in the tempo of the play. Grandville's hurrying. Grand Haven seems much more patient and under control.
Well, we've got one of the better free throw shooters at the line. That's Haxma. Up for the first one, and he's good. Haxman's good on the second, so he's so far perfect from the line. Camstead bringing the ball up, working against Fickus. Fickus double teamed with his teammate Jepson. He over to the side to 44. And rebounded there by Formsma. Good rebound. Good, hard, tall rebound. Got up high in the air. Haxma inside to Jepson. Jepson for this bunny. A nice look by Haxma to see Jepson there coming across hard across the middle.
Excellent team offense. Everyone's looking for everyone else. Everyone's moving. Just what Craig Taylor wants to see.
Boy, you could see, the Buccaneers wanted to travel on that, but he didn't get it, so it'll be 2 points for the Bulldogs.
That's Cleveringa's 7th point.
Oh, a head fake. Oh, an attempted jam by Haxma. And up comes Jepson with the ball. Boy, he's going to call Jepson for a travel. So we're going to have the ball inbounded underneath the basket by Cleveringa for the Bulldogs.
It'd be great to give points for effort.
Well, Haxma went up high for that one, no question about it. Ball over to the left side to Cleveringa, Clevering into the middle. Back out to Camstead. Camstead dribbles right against Claravelin. Back out to the top to DeRuyter. They're really working trying to get the ball into Cleveringa. They haven't been able to. Not so successful there.
He looks a little frustrated too, Gary.
Well, he's being hounded pretty good there and even fronted at times by Haxma. Haxma's not letting him get away with anything. Forms him out top against Bettis. DeRuyter brings the ball back, or McCamstead brings the ball back out. They try to go inside, and there's that team defense showing. Haxma says, nope, I'm not the dribbler. We'll give it to Fickus. He gives it to, in the corner, to Jepson. Jepson for three. Rebounded there by 44 Cleveringa. They're going to give it to the Bulldogs. Looks like we've got a timeout. Timeout, Bulldogs. We have 5 minutes and 30 seconds left in the second quarter. The Buccaneers enjoying a 13-point lead right now. Bulldogs calling timeout.
I think one of the things that Coach Taylor might have wanted to see is to keep the game a low-scoring game to help his offense along. And at this rate, you know, we're going to be in the neighborhood of 60 points or so, which is, I think, right where they need to be today.
Yep. Grand Haven in this quarter, enjoying in this
half.
Yep.
Grand Haven's really hot from the free throw line. They're 8 of 8 so far. They are 2 of 3 from three-point line, and so they're shooting well.
Yeah. Well, you said before that the first quarter they enjoyed a 67% shooting, and if you can keep that up through a whole game, that's we're talking having a great game for a couple of players.
And I think the key thing is that Grand Haven's doing this with J.P. Huntington going out at the 3:11 mark in the first quarter.
Well, we know he's the big scorer, and with him out of the game, we've seen some other people, as we talked about early in the game, having to come up with big plays and good shots. So the inbound comes to Grandville. Camstead bring the ball up. He calls the play. Grandville moving around in the low post. Ball comes back out to DeRuyter. DeRuyter at the top. Goes to the left to Cleveringa. The inside pass to 52. Timmer up with the left hand, and it's good. That's the kind of play that we don't want to see Grandville make a lot of, because it was a set play and it worked very well for them.
That was a high percentage shot.
Forms him with the ball on the left, comes back out to Constant. Constant goes down right, uses the Haxma pick, thinks about it, comes back out to Jepson, being very patient. The Buccaneers being very patient on their offense, taking pretty good shots. We haven't seen a whole lot of really bad shots by them. Over to Haxma on the left. He sees Jepson in the middle again. That seems to be a good combination tonight. Haxma and when Haxma gets the ball, you see Jepson's sort of eyes light up, and he starts hard down through the middle.
So they're getting really good movement away from the ball on the backside.
Well, you know, all year watching the Bucks, we've seen Jepson make those kinds of moves. He's the guy that really goes hard across the middle, and the players look for him. Haxma goes out of the game. He's replaced by Amstutz. Oh, Forsma loses the ball, picked up by Grandville. They come up hard to Camstead. Camstead goes to the bucket. There's going to be a call. It looks like a foul before the block by Formsma, and that's going to be called on Fickus.
That was Grand Haven's first miss in the game from the foul line. Ball is number 34, John Fickus, second personal.
Well, we've got a sort of a delay in the play here while the referee gets some help in wiping up a wet spot on the floor caused by that last play. Gravelin comes back in the game. He replaces Fickus. Grant, even with the relatively small lineup here with looks like 3 guards, Jepson and Formsma are the big men.
I think Grand Haven's going to have to be careful to keep up the intensity, because Grandville's starting to get their momentum back, I think, a little bit.
They are. They're picking up some loose balls, and they're also making some of their set plays work for them on the inside.
This next 4 minutes is going to be really important for the Buccaneers.
Well, once again, looks like a block or a foul on the shot, but before that could happen, we've got one called on Amstutz. Amstutz, I think, picks up his second foul. Oh, his first foul today. He's been in the middle of a lot of them, but he only gets called for his first foul. So at the line will be Cleveringa. Cleveringa is a 6'3" forward. A 6'3" senior, I'm sorry. And he is a forward, 185 pounds.
He's averaging over 20 points a game.
And he is, even though he's the tallest man on the team, he's listed as a forward. And he makes that. Forms him to inbound. Finds Constant, who brings it up the right side. Constant sort of hits his knee a little bit on the way through. Took away his momentum over to Jepson on the side. Back out to Grandville on the top.
Constant's in a little trouble, got out of it.
In the man-to-man now, Grandville, and then Grand Haven sort of losing their poise for just a half a second while they figured out, oh, they're in a man-to-man now. We got to go into a set offense that's designed for that particular situation.
You can see him down screening on the baseline to get open.
Jepson didn't see.
Good help defense. They had him stopped on the baseline and help coming from the inside.
Jepson didn't see Timmer there with that standing behind him, so Jepson going to inbound the pass, comes into Gravelin. Gravelin out to the top to Constant. 2-3 zone again. Looks like they're trying to mix it up a little bit for the Buccaneers. Keep them on their toes. Constant brings it in. Finds Gravelin on the right. Back out to Constant. Being patient, not taking any silly shots. And that's when you're ahead by 11 points, that's not a bad idea. Over to Formsma. Formsma looks like a long two. And the loose ball is going to be controlled by Camstead. I'm sorry, that was...
3 from downtown by Grandville.
Heisenfeld's in the game. Working hard on the board. Working hard by Cleveringa.
He's starting to assert himself. Well, that's just a really good timeout by Coach Taylor.
Yep, it was. Coach Taylor knows, he could see that the sort of the tempo of the game was changing, that Grandville's starting to pick up a lot of those loose balls that Grand Haven was picking up earlier, and time to settle them down.
And the offense for the Bucks was stalling a little bit too.
Well, we saw Grandville going in and out of their zone and going to a man-to-man and then dropping back into the zone. So I think what Coach Taylor's probably telling his players is, recognize what they're doing and react to it appropriately. There are different offenses that they run for against each type of defense, and the Buccaneers got to pick up what's going on the floor and react to it.
And I think they need to continue to be patient because they took a shot last time that they didn't have to take. They can get a better shot than that. And I think that's what he's telling them.
Sure. And we've been talking about that. They've got a good lead, and they really haven't taken a lot of silly or senseless shots. Most of their shots have been good shots. The last one Formsma took certainly was a good shot also. It just didn't fall for him. So the ball will be inbounded by the Buccaneers, who called the timeout. We're going to be almost at half court with Jepson bringing it in. He brings it in, and Fickus takes the ball inbounds. Brings it across the half court line.
The Buck shooting percentage has gone down.
Once again, they're in Grandville in a man-to-man. Back out to Fickus on the top. Working their offense hard. There's Axma at the top, at the foul line, and he's good.
Excellent shot.
Now that's the play. That's the kind of shot and play that Coach Taylor wants to see. A good, steady, solid offense that takes a good shot, and with the end result being 2 points.
The Buck shooting percentage is dropped to 33% for the quarter. It's quite a bit different than last quarter.
Okay, that's a 2-pointer for Camstead. He was out near the 3-point line. Fickus bringing the ball up, crosses a couple of times, gets it out to Haxmo, takes one dribble. Jepson on the side, he'll take that one. Jepson from about 16 feet, and you certainly don't want to give that one to him.
Whatever adjustments they made in the timeout are working.
Yeah, we've got Heisenfeld with the ball at the top. We got a new guard in the game for Grandville. He brings it into corner to Cleveringa. Cleveringa dribbles around the top. He sees the rider in the corner. Again, an offensive foul.
You're going to wave off the basket?
I believe so. He waved it off. So we're going to have a continued 11-point lead for the Buccaneers as we wind on down the first half. Minute 42 to go. Both teams are in the 1-on-1 after this. We're going to have Constant coming back in the game for Amstutz. So inbounding the ball is going to be Grandville. Looks like the Bulldogs coming out with full court pressure. Uh-oh, Fickus loses the ball on the inbound pass off his knee. That brings the Bulldogs a regain possession. And we're going to see them inbound the ball with a minute 42 and an 11-point deficit.
See if they run the same play they ran the last 2 times.
Well, this time they go to the second option. They get the ball over to Heisenfeld, who comes inside trying to get it inside to Timmer. Timmer back out to Heisenfeld. He's guarded there tightly by Constant, and the ball goes off the Buccaneers.
I think we're seeing the character of the Grandville team be one that wants to push the ball inside as much as possible.
They do, which is surprising with a team where their biggest man is 6'3". It was interesting to note earlier that their junior varsity team has a 6'7" and 6'8" player.
Looking good for the next couple of years.
Yeah, it does.
They continue to develop.
And the tallest player on the varsity this year being 6'3". Fickus going around, gets the ball over to Jepson. Jepson on the top to Constant. Constant finds Haxman in the corner. Grand Haven's big man looks inside. Good left hand by Fickus, and it just wouldn't go. Right off the edge.
Cleverenberg brings the ball down. He's had 8 points so far in the second quarter.
Another loose ball comes off to the Grandville Bulldogs. Timmer controlling that, brings it out to Heisenfeld. Heisenfeld double teamed there by Constant Haxma. Ball comes out top to Kamstead. He's calling the play. We've got 45 seconds to get this play off. Double teamed again. Out to Heisenfeld, who puts it in the corner to the big man. And we're going to have a foul on Haxma. Haxma, with 34 seconds left, is going to put Grandville's, looks like Clevering does, going to the line.
That's Haxma's first foul.
Haxma's first foul. You know, he's played an impressive first half to stay foul-free. He's been involved in a lot of plays on the inside, and with Grandville trying to go hard in the inside like they are, that's impressive.
Especially against a tough inside player like Cleveren.
Yep. Well, he's going to go to the line, and he's been pretty good from the line tonight. We have a substitution for the Buccaneers. Fickus going out. Amstutz coming back in the game.
Cleveren has 13 points in the game.
Clevering hits the first one. That gives him, that brings the Buccaneers, or brings the Bulldogs within 8 and 7.
Cleveren is 5 from 5 from the line.
Yeah, he's a good foul shooter, obviously. 33 seconds left. Constant over to Haxma, against full court pressure. They get it over to Gravelin, passes up to 3, gets it to Haxma in the middle. Back over to Gravelin, and he hits the 3. What, again, nice patience by the Buccaneer, and they get the shot that they want with 15 seconds left.
Very, very smart basketball there.
Kamstead bringing the ball up, looking for a shot. He's blocked clear. Oh, no, he's going to call it on Jepson. Boy, the crowd doesn't like that one. So that's going to send 22 Kamstead to the line to shoot 2 shots. While we wait for Kamstead to go to the line, we want to again mention the sponsors that are bringing you Buccaneer basketball on television. That includes the Clover Bar, Dr. Robert Dixon, Automatic Spring Products, Shape Corporation, FMB Lumberman's Bank, Skolton and Fant, the Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, as Kamstead makes the first shot, JSJ Corporation, and Spectre Products, and all the people here at Grand Haven High School that are helping us make this possible. He makes the second, so that bringing the ball up quickly to Amstutz. Amstutz over down to the middle to, nope, he's going to call the block. They're going to call the block on the Bulldog player. Going hard to the hole was Constant. He was determined.
Well, he knew he didn't have much time. He wanted to get to the hoop. The call could have gone either way.
Sure, it could have gone either way, but you're right. Constant making a smart decision. He knows there's not much time left. Get a good shot up in the air. Maybe it falls, maybe it doesn't. And he's got a foul out of it.
Right.
So, and we know he's a good foul shooter, too. First one, very nice shot. We've noted in games past that everybody on the Grand Haven team seems to have that perfect, the way you teach it kind of form at the foul line. There are no strange shots up there.
They must have all seen the shot doctor.
Broken up by Amstutz to end the half, and that puts the Buccaneers up at the half, 38-29. Fine half for the Buccaneers. They played great defense. At times they played very great defense, and frustrated the Bulldogs from Grandville.
I think they were getting a little tired at the end. It's good that it's halftime now. They can go back and regroup at halftime.
Okay, well, we'll bring you the second half of the game here. This is Gary Ramsden and Eric DeLong bring you Grand Haven Buccaneer basketball. We'll be back with the second half. It's down by 9. They bring the ball up top to the Ryder. Fickus is there to play the tough defense. They're trying to get it inside again. Haxmo overplays the ball as they try to get it back inside to Cleveringa.
That's good team defense there again.
It is.
Starting off where they left off last half.
It is, and hopefully they're going to keep it up and keep this, way outside to DeRuyter. DeRuyter brings the ball up to the right. The big man, Cleveringa, up top to DeRuyter. Oh, that was Kamstead. Kamstead for 3 from the top of the key.
It's his first 3 of the game.
Fickus brought the ball up out to Grablin. Grablin from the corner. Jepson with good position, but a good leap by Bettis. Bettis got over the top of Jepson. This time, ball comes in. J.P. Huntington in the game to start the second half, and he comes down with a rebound. Fickus brings the ball up again to the corner to Grablin. Grablin looking, he gets double teamed quickly to Fickus. Fickus comes up at the top of the key. Huntington comes to the left. He goes up, off the board and in. Huntington.
Nice high bank glasser, as George Blaha would say.
That was. J.P. Huntington makes his presence known early in the second half here.
Unbelievably, that's the first 2 points for Huntington today.
Ball over to the right. And a great left-handed double pumping shot by Cleveringa. He goes down hard, but
Cleveringa really asserted himself in the second quarter
he
with
is.
10 points.
Boy, you can see he's taking a little control here too. J.P. Huntington with a shot that looked like it might have been forced a little bit. Kamstead brings the ball up, crosses over, Huntington covering him. Well, we've got a foul on 44, but I don't think they've decided which one it is yet, because we've got Cleveringa and Formsma covering each other. Haxma is the one called for the foul. Ball's going to be inbounded by Kamstead for the Bulldogs underneath their own basket. Once again, looking inside, Huntington bats the ball away.
Going to call a push on Cleveringa.
And Cleveringa called for the foul. That was one of those where both people had their hands out. You know that Coach Taylor just probably had his heart up in his throat thinking, not another one on JP. He'd like to have him around for a good portion of this half. The Bucks did fine with him on the bench, but they certainly have the potential to do as fine or better with him in the game. J.P. Huntington with the ball on the right-hand side. He goes inside. Jep to Grablin. Grablin misses the short shot.
Excellent pass, though. Good look.
And Cleveringa comes down with the rebound. For 3, Kamstead off the rim. Ball's going to be called off Grandville. We're going to have the Buccaneer ball having to come the length of the floor. Grablin to inbound. Fickus bringing the ball down.
Haxman's been crashing the board like he always does.
Grandville picking up a half-court. Huntington goes hard to the hole and comes off the back of the rim. Up quickly to, and off Grandville player and off a Grand Haven player. The fans don't like that one, but the fans don't call the game.
Grandville's very fortunate. That was an ill-advised pass, and it was headed nowhere.
It was, and if a Buccaneer player touched it, they were real happy to see that happen. They bring it out to top to Bettis. Bettis over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter moving around on the top over to Kamstead. Kamstead over to the left side. He finds Timmer over there.
The Bucks need to be
careful. The big man, Cleveringa again. We've got a foul on the dribble on the Grand Haven Buccaneers. We're going to have another one called on Haxma.
It's Haxman's third foul. They can't afford to lose him.
Well, that's true. Then you got both of the Buccaneer top scoring players with 3 fouls now. On the top, the righter over to the right side. Cleveringa for a long one, and it's 3. Haxma, the length of the court. And Grandville blocked by Cleveringa. The crowd wanted a goaltend on that. Haxma throws it up to Jepson. Jepson loses the handle, and the ball comes off to the righter for the Bulldogs.
Grand Haven's got to be careful here.
Yeah, a little bit of sloppy play showing up. The Buccaneers only enjoying a 3-point margin now.
The Dogs have worked their way steadily back into this game, and they're threatening.
Yep, they're a bad pass inside. The Buccaneers and easily steal that pass. Fickus on the top. Oh, he loses the ball on the pass. We've got Haxma deep, and a good tip away by Fickus. Fickus tips the ball away to Jepson. Jepson up to Grandville.
That showed some character there. He made a bad play, but he came back and saved it.
You bet. You can't stop and watch. Coach Taylor signaling a play. Grandville loses the handle once again, but he managed to get his own fumble. Ball off of Jepson's foot, and we're going to have Grand Haven losing the ball out of bounds, and the Bulldogs taking over at the 3/4 court.
Grand Haven held the edge in turnovers in the first half, but they're rapidly catching up here.
Yeah, that's that one category you don't want to try to keep up with the other team on. Substitutions coming in. We have Constant coming in for Grand Haven. Number 40, McKellar, in the play for the Bulldogs. Haxma covers him on the far right side. He dribbles left up to the top to Camstead. Camstead over to Bettis. Bettis hard to the middle. Stolen by J.P. Huntington. Great play. He makes the pass. Fickus had to get the handle on the ball before he could make that play. He saw Haxma down there. He saw him rushing down the floor. He just couldn't get the ball up quick enough. And a good heads-up play by the Bulldog defender.
Well, he stopped the shirt too, which is important at this point because they're back in the game.
You bet. Formsma in the game. Fickus out to the top to Constant. Constant looks at the 3. Gets it back over to the side to Fickus. We've got number 52, Timmer, for Bulldogs, call off the ball. Some sort of pushing and shoving going on the inside.
This could be a good opportunity for Grand Haven. They need to run a set play and settle down. They've been a little out of control the first few minutes of this quarter.
Yeah, we have seen Coach Taylor on his feet quite a bit this quarter already. Jepson set to inbound the ball. Grand Haven players Formsa, Huntington, Constant, and Fickus out at the top. Grabbed right out of Formsma's hand. McKellar makes a good defensive play.
That play works either really well or doesn't work at all.
Camstead at the top. Gives it up to DeRuyter. DeRuyter on the right-hand side. In the corner to McKellar. McKellar tries to drive baseline. Formsma makes a good block on the baseline. Just like the coach teaches you. Put your foot on the baseline and make that man go around you. And then when he tried at that time, McKellar stepped on the baseline.
Turn him inside. That's exactly what you want to do, and it worked excellently that time.
Good defensive technique by Formsma. Fickus over to Constant. Looks like a half-court defense trap kind of effect. They come across the timeline. Constant dribbles left over to Formsma on the side. He comes back out to Fickus. Formsma from the baseline, and it's good for 2. Nice soft shot by Formsma.
He took it right in his rhythm, followed through, perfect shot.
Buccaneers up by 5 with 2:50 left in the first part of the second half. That would be the 3rd quarter. Bulldogs, looks like they're running a set play. We're going to have another call off the ball. This referee's watching it pretty closely in the middle there.
Well, I think it's happening on the screens and switches.
They are. Grand Haven and Grandville both playing very aggressively with the big men underneath, and the referees looks like they want to sort of stop that before it gets out of hand.
That was Formsman's second foul.
Well, we've got Cleveringa back in the lineup, and it looks like they're going with the hot man. He's been the hot man here in the 3rd quarter for the Bulldogs. Formsma goes out, and Haxma back in the game.
Haxman with his 3 fouls has got to be careful.
Having a hard time getting the ball in. McKellar receives the inbound pass over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter covered by Constant on the far right side to Heisenfeld. And we're going to ball off the Grandville.
Excellent defense. Did you see that they had 3 people on that pass?
Buccaneers inbound, and then they're right. That was an excellent play. Grand Haven picking up the defensive intensity a little bit. Fickus to the right side for Haxma. Haxma outside to Huntington. Back to Fickus. Inside picks. Haxma looking inside for Huntington. Huntington goes up and a soft shot right in the middle. There again, we see the big man Haxma getting the ball on the side. Immediately looks to the middle to try to find somebody cutting.
And he's got the advantage of being able to pass over people and see what's going on.
They go inside hard. Boy, another one of those plays that could go either way. It looks like Haxma took it in the face that time as Cleveringa went hard to the middle. We're going to have Formsma checking back in for Haxma.
That's his 4th foul.
Well, it's a little too early in the game. You want to lose your second leading scorer and your probably best rebounder. They're going to take him out, give him a little rest, and then they also take him out because, well, he's got 4 fouls.
I think he needs a break.
Yeah. So we've got Cleveringa at the line. Going to be shooting 2.
Cleveringa with 20 points at this point in the game. 21 now with that shot.
Cleveringa's been very consistent from the line tonight, and he does it once again. 2 for 2 there. Huntington with the ball in the inbound pass. Brings it down on the right-hand side. There's a double team coming. And batted away by Camstead. Camstead on a good defensive double team.
Doubling back here.
He's in a little trouble there. Looked like Heisenfeld comes up with the ball. Once again, we've got DeRuyter with the ball back out top to Camstead for the Bulldogs. Camstead waving, getting everybody in position. They're thinking about going inside again. They get it into the big man. And we've got an offensive foul. Good helping defense by J.P. Huntington. Huntington came across, set his body, and the big man at best knocked him right over.
And he took a big risk there, too.
Well, they did. You know, that would have been 5 on J.P. Huntington, or 4 on J.P. Huntington. And, but he made the gutsy play. You got to do that. The big man, Cleveringa's pretty much having his way here whenever he gets the ball inside. So something has to be done to stop him, and taking those good charges is one way to do it.
Cleveringa has 7 points this quarter, followed by, he had 10 points in the second quarter, so he's really been asserting himself as the game goes on.
Yeah, well, he's been going really hard to the basket. And when he gets the ball, he has one thing in mind, and that's to go as hard as he can to the basket. Oh, we got some full court pressure here by Grandville. We're going to have Constant inbounding the ball. He gets the ball to Fickus. Fickus dribbling through the pressure. Wasn't too tough there. And we've got a foul on the way down the floor. Looks like we're going to have Camstead called for a reach type of foul. That will give the ball to the Buccaneers underneath their basket.
Foul number 32, Martinez foul. His first, 14th foul.
So Jepson to inbound the ball. We have Fickus, Gravlin, Formsma, and Constant in the game.
The Bucks have had a little trouble scoring this quarter. They've only had 6 points so far. Good decision there.
Yeah, it was. They collapsed on him pretty quickly. Gravlin having a hard time handling that pass in the corner. That's a couple times now that he's had some difficulties hanging on to it. They're having to throw it pretty hard, though, because Grandville's defense is tough.
Yeah. They're risking getting caught in the corner there.
They get it to Gravlin on the left. Every time the Bucks get the ball, there's somebody there to at least one player from Grandville playing pressure defense. Over to Gravlin in the corner. Back out to Constant. Constant comes inside, fakes inside, comes back out to Fickus. Bucks being patient again.
Yeah, this is about the point last time when they took an ill-advised shot. Here's a good shot.
Oh,
excellent
beautiful
shot.
pass. Beautiful pass to Jepson.
Yep.
Or Gravlin. Gravlin for 2.
Grandville with 15 points.
Bettis with ball handling. He comes in and Fickus tries to knock it away, and he does walk it away with help from Constant. Constant comes up with it, an inside pass to Grambling. Grambling back out. Oh, Constant with a good shot at the end, 3 in and out, and that will be the end of the third quarter. End of the third quarter, we see the Buccaneers lead by 7. While we have a break in the action here, we want to mention, again, our sponsors for Buccaneer basketball today, which include Spectra Products, Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, and JSJ Corporation, Skolton and Fant here in Grand Haven, Shape Corporation, FMB Lumberman's Bank, Automatic Springs, Dr. Robert Dixon, a great Buccaneer sports fan, and the Clover Bar. We also want to mention our cameramen today, Dave Hamather and Mike Petrowski, doing a great job here. Give us some of the information that we've seen after our first half and 3 quarters of play.
Well, through the first half, Grand Haven was shooting at a 57% clip, which is really good. Grandville had cooled off and was at about 42%. Scoring by quarters, Grand Haven had outscored Grandville in the first quarter. In the second quarter, Grandville came back and outscored the Bucks, and it did it again in the third quarter. So if not for the first quarter surge by the Bucks, they would be in trouble.
Sure they would, and they're surging again. Grandville certainly not giving up, and 7 points for this team is not a big margin. We haven't seen them take a lot of threes. The few that they have been fairly successful. So we have Jepson inbounding the ball. He inbounds it to Huntington. Huntington wiping a little sweat off his hands.
And Huntington played that entire quarter without picking up his fourth foul.
Fickus goes in hard, left-handed, controlled there by Bettis. Bettis.
Foul on Fickus.
Fickus a little frustrated there. He looks like he took a little of a scoop shot from the left. It didn't go in. Bettis controlled the ball, and then Fickus gets the foul. That'll be his 3rd foul. So Grandville going to bring the ball in. Clevering inbounding. He takes a look down the floor. He's still looking down the floor. Finally, he gets it into 30 for DeRuyter. DeRuyter comes up on the right-hand side. Boy, I'm telling you, they're calling him really tight out there, extremely tight. And we've got a foul called on J.P. Huntington. That'll be his 4th foul.
It was an inadvertent push from behind, but it counts.
Yeah, it certainly didn't look like it affected the flow of the play, but the referee has been consistent. We have to give him that. He's been calling him tight all night, which is why we have a few players in some foul trouble.
It's been fair.
So inbounding the ball will be Camstead. He comes all the way outside to Bettis. Bettis over to DeRuyter. DeRuyter over to Camstead. They give it to the big man. Cleveringa goes up from the right. It's an errant shot, controlled by Jepson. Jepson brings the ball out, gets it to Fickus. Fickus takes a look up the floor, smartly brings the ball back down. Grambling on the top, back to Fickus.
You know, Grand Haven doesn't have to rush here. They need to be patient and get good shots.
They're still, and again, Grambling having a hard time handling that tough pass. There's those inadvertent bumps you're talking about, and that time it'll be on McKellar. Like we said, it may be that he's calling those fouls, but he calls them both ways, and he's very consistent. So we're going to see Grandville next time be in the bonus. Ball comes out to the top on the inbound.
Nice turnaround shot.
Jepson from about 10.
Rims out.
Was down and out. So we have Camstead with the ball, and we'll have a timeout for the Grandville Bulldogs. We've got 7:01 left in the 4th quarter. It's Buccaneers 46 over Bulldogs with 39.
Just to run down the scoring through 3 quarters, Constant has 1, J.P. Huntington has 4, Grambling has 15, Hornsman has 2, Haxman has 10, and Jepson has 12. So it's a balanced scoring that we were looking for. I don't want to forget Amstutz either with 2.
Yeah, Amstutz made a contribution there near the end of the first half, especially playing some tough defense, and we don't want to forget those types of contributions. You're right. It is a somewhat balanced scoring, although, you know, Grambling and Jepson have seemed to be carrying the load here. Haxma with 10, which is about a little bit under what you'd normally expect him to have at this point. He usually, I think he's averaging a few more than that.
I think he was bothered by picking up the 3 fouls quickly in the 3rd quarter.
You bet. Well,
for Grandville, we have Cleveringer leading the way with 22 points through 3 quarters. Campbellstead has 9. Bettis has 6, excuse me, and Timmer has 2. So nowhere near the balance, but it's a close game.
But still a close game. Well, we're back in play here. We've got Campstead controlling the ball at the top. Covered there by Gravelin. Oh, a good block by Formsma. We've got an offensive foul on the big man, Cleveringa. So once again, the Buccaneers closing down that baseline.
That's 4 fouls now on Cleveringa.
So now we have one of the Grandville players in some difficulty with fouls. Cleveringa is their top scorer. He averages 22.3 points per game. And so we've got the 3 top scorers, I think, in the game probably in foul trouble.
Cleveringer is one of the top people in the league in terms of scoring.
He is. 22 is a healthy percentage, and he's a big man. We see how hard he goes. Oh, nice defensive play by Campstead. And Fickus has to foul. What a good heads-up defensive play by Campstead. And Fickus forced to come all the way back, make the foul. And they're going to have to earn it from the line.
Also at 34, John Fickus, his 4th personal, 17 fouls.
The defensive intensity of Grandville is picking up. Grand Haven's shooting percentage has gone down each quarter since the first quarter. They're not getting the easy open shots that they were getting before, and they haven't been quite as patient in some instances where they should have been.
Yeah, that's true. We've seen Grandville jumping in and out of different types of defenses, and as we saw in the later part of the first half, that really seemed to confuse Grand Haven, and they still have to have figured it out.
Those teams will be in the 1-on-1 the rest of the game.
Well, that's good. The Buccaneers were not in the 1-on-1 situation for a while there. Now they will be. And there's a rare miss by the Bulldogs tonight from the foul line. And the referee's going to give it to the Buccaneers. We'll have an inbound by Constant. Back there is Fickus going to control the ball. Looks like half-court pressure by the Bulldogs.
Trying to trap him in the corner, and they've got him trapped.
And it's a successful trap. Nope, you're going to have a travel called on Grandville. They successfully trapped, and they successfully stole the ball. At least made it a free ball for anyone that could get to it. And then when 2 Bulldogs tried to handle the ball, they lost it. Inbounded by Jepson. Back to Fickus. Fickus bringing it up the right-hand side.
You know, Gary, things are tightening up here quite a bit. You can feel it because, and you can see it because the free throw that was scored last by Grandville was the first point scored in the last 1:14.
Wow, that's a long time for nobody to score a basket. Constant in some trouble there. The defensive intensity is definitely picked up here. Fickus goes off the Grandville foot. So it looked like it went off the foot of McKellar. We're going to have inbounds from Grand Haven. Again, Jepson under the basket to inbound the pass. We're going to have 52 Timmer checking in the game. And that sends Cleveringa out of the game with 5:53. It looks like the second-year coach for Grandville, Coach Hudson, wants to give his big man a little bit of a rest before the home stretch here.
And I think he wants to protect him. It's a good move, but now I think Grand Haven needs to take advantage of it.
Well, now's the time to go on the inside because he's definitely been the force in there. Back outside to Constant. Grand Haven having a hard time getting the basket inside. There's Gravelin from the corner. He's a little short with that one. He gets the bounce. Oh, we're going to have a push call on 52 Timmer. Forsmo went through the lane.
Excellent effort by Forsmo.
It was. We've seen Forsmo before. He's very, very active under the basket.
Good anticipation of where the ball was going, followed the play, and was there to get fouled.
He did. We know Formsma's got a good leaper. Formsma, 6'2", all of 164 pounds, and he got a good set of legs on him. He gets up in the air, and he's very, very active. Always moving, always after the basketball.
This is Grand Haven's first free throw attempt in the second half.
And it comes off. Nope, controlled by the Bulldogs. McKellar comes up with the ball, gets it over to Campstead. Campstead calling a play. Ball goes inside. Formsma goes up for the block and gets called for the foul. He certainly doesn't agree with that one, but that's interesting. We've got Cleveringa comes over and congratulates him and sort of smiles. the big men smiling at each other saying, yep, every once in a while they're so good that those referees just can't believe it.
It's Forsman's third foul.
Well, we've got Hoxma back in the game. And Forsman gets a hand from the crowd of doing a good job on the inside.
He played some valuable minutes.
He
really
did.
contributed.
So we're going to have timeout, Grand Haven. So we've got a 6-point lead for the Bucks with 5:14 left here in the second half. Both teams in the bonus, and a tight game being called by the referee. It could depend on who shoots the foul shots here as we come down to the end.
But both teams are in the bonus. Both teams are playing aggressive defense, so I think that's a really good observation.
Yeah, like we said before, we have the referees calling them fairly consistently, very consistently tight.
It's been a well-played game.
It has. We've got 3 people really in foul trouble. We've got Cleveringa for the Grandville Bulldogs, and with 4 fouls, J.P. Huntington and Hoxma has 4 fouls. So all of those players probably playing a little bit calmer than they might otherwise, but it's not certainly a time to lay back and let people go hard to the basket without challenging them.
No, you need to continue playing the defense and help out defense to stop them from getting to the hoop.
Yeah, I would be willing to bet that Coach Taylor's telling them that because they have a good bench. They have people that can come in and make the plays. Okay, so we're going to have number 33, Eric Bettis, going to the line. This is his first trip to the foul line tonight. He's going to be shooting 2 shots.
You know, Gary, the score was 46-39 with 7:45 left in the fourth, and here we are at 5:14, and nothing's changed.
Yeah, 46-40. We've had 1 foul shot go in. You're right. It's been, I mean, nobody is getting anything even close to an uncontested shot here. Both teams playing very, very tough defense. And the first one doesn't go in, and the second one doesn't. So the Buccaneers come up smiling on that play. They've got the half-court trap going in again. Pickus back over the timeline to Jepson. Pickus comes across to the left, into the corner to Jepson. Back out to Pickus. He comes out to Constant to the top. Constant going to try the right side this time. Constant goes right.
They're trying to isolate Haxma.
Trap
Not able to do it.
Oh, he sees an open Gravelin on the opposite side. A good heads-up play over there in the corner, and Gravelin finds the open spot. Those are the kind of shots that they want.
That's like one of those, oh, no, good play.
Yeah.
He was in trouble in the corner and got out of it.
It was, and you know, Gravelin saw he was in trouble and came toward him, which is a great thing. Oh, Rimsden, Camstead takes a 3, and Rimsden comes up, and it's going to be in possession arrow, is going to point toward the Bulldogs. So underneath the basket, once again, the Bulldogs will be taking it out. Re-entering the game is Huntington. Out goes Constant. He gets a hand from the crowd. He's been playing some good, valuable minutes here. Tough defense. So inbounding the ball under the basket, Camstead comes out deep. Ball comes out to Bettis. He's got Pickus right there on him. Camstead almost loses the cross-court pass. Back out to DeRuyter. DeRuyter on the inside. He gives it inside. And a good shot there by Bettis. Buccaneers coming down with a long full-court pass by Pickus. Gravelin not seeing the shot being there. He kicks it back out. Pickus with the ball again at the top. Huntington takes the ball at the top. Double team there. Pickus going hard to the hole. Oh. The Grandville bench wanted to walk on that one. Hoxma on the inside. Oh, bad pass. Jepson comes up with the ball. Buccaneers got a break there. It was a bad pass, and Jepson came up with the ball.
Both teams are scrapping for it.
J.P. Huntington calls a play at the top. Pickus over to Hoxma. Hoxma up hard, and he goes to the hole. He was challenged there by McKellar, but Hoxma went over top of everybody and made the 2.
Excellent patience by Grand Haven. Found the open man. You can see that Huntington really wants to contribute, but he's reining in that urge for the good of the team, which is good.
McKellar, Cleveringa takes a shot. It goes off the back. Rebounded there by Jepson. Jepson couldn't control it. Turns around, finds a a Bulldog player sitting in the ground and bounces it out of bounds. A good heads-up play. Those are the kinds of things that you got to do late in the game here to make things happen for you. Keep this lead. Bucks bring it up. J.P. Huntington from the foul line. It comes off the back.
A little heavy on the shot.
It was, and he followed it, and it looked like he thought about going up hard against Cleveringa for the rebound, but he's got 4 fouls. A good decision. At the top to Ryder. Over to Camstead. Over to the right side. And again, we've got Bettis. Bettis has been deadly from that baseline. That's a couple in a row for him from that position. Jepson with the ball, brings it back out to Fickus.
Grandville's had really consistent play from Bettis so far today.
Coach Taylor wants to use another timeout. That leaves the Buccaneers at 2:17 with 1 timeout and a 6-point lead. I don't know, taking yourself down to 1 timeout, you can't second catch the coach because he knows he wants to accomplish something over there in the huddle. But with a 6-point lead, it's to settle things down and maybe not have them force any shots.
I think that he sees the team starting to do that, starting to change a little bit, and I think it's a good move to settle them down. So far, leading scorers for Grand Haven are Grandville with 17, Axman with 12, and Jepson with 12. For Grandville, Cleveringa has 22, Bettis has 10, and Bettis has 10, and Camden has 10.
Okay, well,
Cleveringa's been shut down in this 4th quarter.
He sure has. Buccaneers doing a better job of that, and we saw a couple of players step up and help that to happen. We saw J.P. Huntington take a charge. We saw Formsma come across hard a couple times, and matter of fact, and we've also had Cleveringa step on the line a couple times as people cut him off on that baseline.
And I think him having 4 fouls has slowed him down somewhat too.
Well, let's hope so. J.P. Huntington controls the ball. He's going to come across the timeline.
Got a double team coming. Sees it. Gets out of it.
Fickus tries to force a pass inside. Hoxma comes up with it, and he goes up good. Boy,
I don't know how he caught that pass.
A tough pass to get through there, but Hoxma wanted it more than the Grandville players. Comes up with it, and an easy 2. We've got the Ryder up at the top with the ball. He goes over to the right to Camstead. They get it inside to their big man. He goes across the middle, and about a 7-footer, and is good. Cleveringa, not the shot they want to let him take.
Instant offense. It was too easy.
Sure, you let him get the ball right there, and that's going to happen. Buccaneers taking some chances. Oh no, that's Huntington's. That's going to be his 5th foul. Huntington gets called for the charge. A little bit out of control, and he's going to have to leave the ball game.
And I'm not sure that was really required at that point in the game.
Well, no, he. Once again, we talked about what the coach might have been. Saying in the huddle there, and we know one of the things was probably take your time. You have a bit of a lead. Don't do anything silly. So what they're going to do now is they're going to. Nobody wants to have J.P. Huntington come out of the game.
Huntington played a solid defensive game and was contributed in many ways while he was in there.
Right, he certainly, he was out most of the first half with 3 fouls. In the second half, he quickly picked up 4, and now he's out of the game with 1:30 left. JP only had 4 points tonight. And as we said at the beginning, we've had Huntington scoring a little bit less, but the other Buccaneers picking up their game a little bit.
That's happened in a big way tonight, again.
Cleveringa off the front that time, and the rebounded there by Fickus. Fickus comes across to Haxima, and that's definitely going to be a foul on Bettis. Bettis took half of Haxima's arm with him when he started toward his own basket.
Well, Grandville has to gamble at this time, but I think they might have fouled the wrong person. At 85% free throw shooting, it's not a good bet to foul Haxima.
No, I think he's one of the better free throw shooters out there tonight. We've seen a lot of good free throws, a lot of people shooting consistently, but certainly Haxima shines above many of the people out there. Entering the game for the Grandville Bulldogs is going to be Heinsfeld. Haxima perfect from the line tonight, 4 for 4. He's going to have an opportunity to shoot 1-and-1 here, and I'm sure that the Buccaneers would love to have a little pad on this 6-point lead at this point with 1:16 left. And then the first one's perfect. Nothing but net.
What you need to win games.
It is. like we said earlier, who's going to make the foul shots in the down the straights? And there's another one, perfect from the line. Haxma, just what you like to see. We've got Kamstead bringing the ball up. He's guarded there by Gravlin. He goes to the middle hard, gets the ball over to the side to Clevering. He head fakes out for three to Kamstead. Ball comes off long. We got Gravlin with a breakaway, a head fake, and up and in. Gravlin, nice head fake, brings the ball home for 2 points. Going hard to the hole is 33. Bettis'
another rebound by Haxma.
Haxma comes up with the ball. Fickus brings the ball up to Jepson. Jepson across the timeline to Haxma, and another foul on Haxma. That'll send Haxma to the line for another 1-and-1 opportunity. The Reiter committing the foul that time, and with 40 seconds left and a 10-point deficit, you're right, they definitely have to take some chances, but they're taking some chances with the wrong guy.
With the wrong guy again. Both coaches are kind of letting him play here.
A little bit. They're getting a little bit more energy toward the end of the game. It seems like nobody's running a set offense at this point. Just get it into your scores or get the good quick pass up and let them go at it.
Looking for the opportunities where they are, and if it's deep, they take it.
I don't think Grandville's taken a timeout this half, have they? If they have only one, and they've got plenty of them left, and we're going to have a quick buzzer to get a substitution in. We've got Ewell in the game. He'll replace the Reiter. The Reiter played a good game today. A lot of good defense on his part. Going hard to the hole all the way from end to end is Kamstead. Kamstead into Fickus. Fickus hit there by Ewell, and we're going to have another 1-on-1 opportunity for the Grand Haven Buccaneers. This time, Fickus going to the line. Well, as we set up for the Buccaneers to shoot their 1-on-1 opportunity, again, we want to thank John Shears, the athletic director here at Grand Haven High School. We want to thank our sponsors, the Clover Bar, Buccaneer Sports Band, Dr. Robert Dixon, Automatic Spring Shape Corporation. Ball comes off.
Haxma's had a big quarter. He's had 8 points and has been 4 from 4 for the line.
We're going to see him going for three, and there's Jepson coming up with the short ball. We're going to have a 1-on-1 once again, this time Jepson going to the line. Again, to remind you of our sponsors, the people bringing you Buccaneer basketball on television, FM Lumberman's Bank, their banking services here in Grand Haven. Skolton and Fant, your full service legal team. Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, who make automotive and furniture upholstery. JSJ Corporation with their manufacturing headquarters on Robbins Road in Grand Haven. Spectra Products, metal fabricators on Griffin here in Grand Haven. We want to make sure we thank again our camera crew, Dave Hamather and Mike Petrowski. Both doing a great job here. Keeping up with this fast-paced game. Front end of the 1-on-1 by Jepson is good. Got a few substitutions coming in here at the game. We got some substitutions going in for Grand Haven. With 18 seconds left and 11-point lead, Coach Taylor feeling this one's a little bit more secure. Jepson shooting the second of this 1-on-1. And it's good. Got a substitution. Let's set the Grand Haven team for you here. In the game we have Ryan Bassett. We have number 24, Chris Porter. Also Hodder, who was in the game earlier. 52 is in the game, Mike Williams. And coming up with that rebound is Williams. And fouled as he comes down the left-hand side is Aaron McGregor. McGregor will go to the line and shoot him 1-on-1. We got 6 seconds left here in the Buccaneer basketball game with a comfortable 12-point lead enjoyed by Grand Haven.
It's a hard-fought game. It didn't look like a 12-point game halfway through the fourth quarter.
It did. You know, the Grand Haven team seemed to take a lead and hold their own in the first half. So right at the end of the first half, really, when Grandville came back a little bit and knocked that lead down.
This was a CBA. Grandville would have won the second and third quarters and got points for that.
Okay, and now we have the end of the game. Grand Haven Buccaneers showing some poise tonight with some of their biggest scorers with early foul trouble. Grand Haven wins by 12, 60-48. Once again, this is Gary Ramsden and Eric DeLong bringing you Grand Haven basketball. We want to thank all of our sponsors who we mentioned throughout the game. Again, our cameraman, Dave Hamather, Mike Petrowski, John Shears, the athletic director, and all the coaches here in Grand Haven. Congratulations on a win to Coach Craig Taylor. And Bob Edson's JV's won today also. We want to mention also the other assistant coaches and the people who help with the Buccaneers: Randy Poole, Kevin French, statisticians John Poole, Ken Bob Gottner, and Tad Shank, and team doctor, Dr. Larry Poole.
Scoring tonight was balanced. We had Chad Constant with 1, J.P. Huntington with 4, Marty Gravlin came up big again with 19 points, Brian Forsman had 2, Tim Haxma had 18, and Eric Jepson had 14, and Travis Amstutz had 2.
Well, good. A lot of contributions from a lot of players today when the scorers weren't out there to do the job, the ones that usually do. So a great game for Coach Taylor. He's got to feel good with this one. Playing great defense and getting a win in the OK Red.
I think it's just what we needed. You know, we needed balanced scoring. We needed good.
An excellent pick down low there.
Yeah, he sprung White out to the top, didn't he, on that low pick?
Sean White just seems to be a little off the mark. I think if he finds his range, that's a deadly play for West Ottawa.
It is. Well, Coach Taylor obviously having seen that a couple times now, probably thinking, oh, what am I going to do to stop that? Oh, not a shooting foul, so it'll be inbounded by Dykstra. Dykstra bounces it off a Grand Haven player. They'll start it up again on the basket, right side under the West Ottawa end of the floor.
Grand Haven's plugging the center quite well on that inbound play. Nice steal!
Jepson makes a great steal on the inbound pass. Huntington
JP looking.
He looks up. He sees number 34 fix out to Jepson. Jepson to Huntington. Huntington through the middle, off to the left. 42, Baker comes down with the West Ottawa rebound. Again to the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra quickly over to White. White loses it into the hands of Constant. Constant bringing the ball up the right side. Constant stops, brings it back out top to Fix. Fix over to Formsma. Forms in the corner to Jepson. Jepson back out. Back into the hands of Constant. And we might have a moving pick called on 33 Formsma. So yes, we do.
Last time down the court, JP made an excellent play. Faking to his left and coming back and dropping the ball across on his right side on a quick crossover dribble. It really had the West Ottawa player faked right out. Excellent dribbling skills by JP.
Gravity substituting, putting their big center back in and substituting for Huntington as well. And you were right, he did make a nice move down there.
Excellent crossover dribble by JP. Let's see how Grand Haven does without JP, their floor leader, on.
Well, Baker trying to inbound it against the pressure. He does to Dykstra. Dykstra again dribbles through the pressure. Gets himself caught in the corner, though.
Trap in the corner.
And he did. He bounced it off number 32, Gravlin. And that's the second time I think I've seen Dykstra bounce the ball off someone when he got himself caught in the corner. Jepson goes up against number 44 for West Ottawa, Corey Matthews. Matthews goes up hard in the middle, and it looks like he'll go to the line for 2.
Looks like Eric just lost his man coming across the lane there. Tried to recover and couldn't.
Well, we've got 31 seconds left here in the first quarter. Grand Haven down by a 3. Corey Matthews could make it more than that with 2 shots at the line. Matthews taking his time. Makes the first.
Looks like Chad Constant was trying to hide down in the corner. West Ottawa player was well aware of where he was, though. Let's see if Grand Haven can knock another one down before the end of the first period.
Well, they'll have a good 31 seconds to do it, so it's certainly enough time to make a good play. I'm sure that Coach Taylor would like to get a good shot off before the end of this quarter.
Smart move by Coach Taylor. Preston JP prior to the second quarter.
Okay, good board, good box out by Hodder. Up the right side comes Fix. Travel. He's definitely going to get called for a travel there. Referee right there to watch that one happen. That'll put the West Ottawa Panthers bringing the ball out against full court pressure with 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Inbounding is Baker.
Dribbled himself right into trouble there. Had nowhere to go.
Baker to the new man in the game, Anderson. Anderson, of course, gets it back off to Baker, and Baker puts it in the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra taking his time coming up. He's got 14 seconds, looks up at the clock. West Ottawa setting up a play. Dykstra takes it in, takes a 15-foot shot.
High rebound.
Rebound
Good
by Baker.
hand.
And Haxma knocked that one out of bounds.
Good hand by Tim there.
Well, Buccaneers seem to have their work cut out for them on the boards. They're going to have to hit them hard. Across the middle to 44. Last second shot by Matthews doesn't go. That puts at the end of the first quarter. Grand Haven is down by 4. West Ottawa up 16-12.
Well, we haven't had the lead yet, Gary, today. But
most of the people that ended the quarter, with the exception of Huntington, back in the game for both teams. Once again, Dykstra bringing the ball up. He seems to be their floor leader, the guy that handles the ball most of the time. He takes it far right. Huntington covering him in a man-to-man coverage, sort of a loose man-to-man by the Buccaneers. Another lost kind of pass in. Haxma tries to come up with it, but once again, Dykstra comes up with a loose ball. Crossover dribble goes through the middle, off the backboard. This time the ball almost controlled by the Buccaneers. A good effort by Hodder, and he wasn't able to control it. Dykstra with the ball again. Anderson back on the top. He's in the middle of the lane. He's asking to do something, and he gets the roll. What a nice roll he got on that one.
Nice shot there, but Grand Haven just couldn't
Fix
get
to
a
the
break.
right to Grandville, back out to Fix. He gets over to Haxma. Haxma through the middle. He goes hard to the hoop
Nice.
and rolls it over the top.
Nice drive by Tim Haxma.
Oh, yeah. Haxma got up really high on that one and drew the foul on the way through. Opportunity for a three-point play.
So unofficially, we have in the first quarter, Grand Haven was 4 for 12 for 33%, while West Ottawa was 5 for 18, 27%.
Well,
Misleading, isn't it, Gary? The score 18-14.
well, it is. Obviously, we've seen a few more turnovers, I think, by West Ottawa. Some of the passes they've tried to make on the inside have been successful. Of course, they're also dangerous passes. Haxma at the line to complete the three-point play. Rolls off the front. Ball pulled down by Baker. Grand Haven hustling back on defense. Into the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra again on the right-hand side. Looking, comes out top to Smith. Smith a head fake, and he'll go up from the foul line, and he puts it down for 2.
Grand Haven down by 6 points here. They could use a basket.
Oh, we've got it.
Oh, he's got JP for holding down low. He hooked him.
Well, referee caught him using that backhand to try to establish his position inside. We know, and we've seen before, that J.P. Huntington is a good post-up player, even at even at his height, which is a very he's 6 foot tall, but he plays a whole lot taller than that.
Certainly does. Normally you don't get called for that play, but the referee was right on top of that on the baseline and saw JP stick his arm around.
The other unfortunate part of this is that puts the West Ottawa Panthers early in the second period in the one-on-one situation. Puts Dykstra at the line to try to complete the front end of that one-on-one.
JP went over to the official to discuss that last play. I don't think he liked that
First
call
one's
too
good.
much.
No, but sometimes you go over and ask the referee what you did, get a good explanation and assure him that you're not going to do it again. Dykstra able to make both of those. Coming up the left side quickly is Fix. Gets it at the top to Haxma. Haxma on the right side to Huntington. Huntington sets his feet up for 3 and good. You can see Huntington trying to set his feet there, make sure he got a good balanced shot off.
You give him that extra time and it's automatic.
Yep. Dykstra again bringing it up on the right-hand side.
Did you notice the rotation on that ball by JP?
Oh yeah, he's got a nice follow through on his shot.
Sure does.
On the right, another try out pass, lofted in. Grandville comes up with the ball. Gets the ball in the hand of Fix again. He'll bring the ball back out to Grandville. Grandville underneath, in the hands of Huntington on the baseline for 2 more.
Nice look away by JP. He looked his man right off and he made that shot.
Okay, West Ottawa able to break the pressure of Grand Haven, and as always, back into the hands of Dykstra.
Grand Haven seems to have upped the intensity level of their defense.
Yeah, I think they're starting to find out what West Ottawa's trying to do and getting a good handle on it, because they're having a little bit tougher time getting those easy passes on the inside. White handling the ball on the outside into the hands of Matthews. Matthews tries the baseline. He finds himself tied up there pretty good underneath the Smith. Up with the ball comes Fix. He brings it up to the right-hand side into the hands of Haxma. J.P. Huntington again. This time he's not as he doesn't have his feet set this time. A little bit tougher shot. Dykstra again up to the right-hand side. Comes across the middle, gets it back out to White. White having a hard time finding someone to pass to. He gets it in the hands of Matthews.
Grand Haven's overplaying the passing lanes well here now.
Matthews on the inside to Baker. Baker tries and finally,
he walked with that ball, Gary.
Yeah, Matthews came up with a loose ball, but then instead of putting it on the floor or going straight up, he took that one step that the referees just aren't going to let you get away with.
He didn't fool anybody with that one.
No, I think there were people in the band calling that one at the other end of the floor.
It looks like Grand Haven's trying to go more to JP here in this quarter.
Well, when things go bad, you find the guy that can score the points, and that's what they're trying to do here. Huntington comes up with the ball again. He goes up. It's off the back. Huntington is able to knock it away from number 30, Smith. Comes back out to Haxman on the left side. Fix thinks about sending it up from 3. Gets it back over to Gravlin. Back to the top to Fix. He's going to try to set it up again. They get it to Huntington. He makes a fake inside. Goes up hard.
Good pass.
Over his head.
What a pass.
Jepson.
Nice play by Tim Haxma over the top there.
Haxma over top of everybody to put that one home.
JP created that play, though. What a nice pass.
Brings Grand Haven within 1. So the tough defense has really slowed up the scoring machine of West Ottawa and that inside game they had going early.
JP's got his hands on his legs right now. He's a little tired out there.
Yeah, well,
he's really working.
White back on the top. Dykstra with the ball at the top of the key. Nice pass inside. Number 30, Smith goes up, and Haxma smart to leave that one alone. Looked like he could have goaltended pretty darn easy on that one. Into Jepson. Jepson, a left-hander, and in. What a heads-up pass that was.
That was an excellent pass by John. Saw the court well.
Yep, he saw Jepson sneaking around the back of the key there. He stepped up. Jepson with a good left-hand shot, and he's going to try to complete the three-pointer, which will put us in a tie. This will be the first tie for Grand Haven since 0-0.
Game of runs, Gary. Grand Haven's on a nice little run here to get back in this ball game.
Interestingly, as Jepson takes his first, completes the three-point play in the hands of Dykstra, West Iowa's only used two substitutes so far this game. Everyone else has been starters. Dykstra with the ball, bringing it left to White. Picks way at the top of the key. All sorts of picks going on up there.
Log jam. Oh, JP, nice overplay.
Almost steals it from Dykstra. Dykstra sees Dobbs on the right.
Good recovery by Haxma there.
Dobbs sees Smith. Smith goes left. And the ball's going to be off.
That's Grand Haven ball. Grand Haven ball.
They're going to give it to the Buccaneers. Constant checks in for Fix. Fix is going to be out. Constant's in. That puts Constant and Huntington, 32 Gravlin, Jepson, and the big center, Haxma, on the floor for Grand Haven.
Grand Haven's looking for a little different set here on their offense.
Well, it looks like West Ottawa's dropped into a 2-3 zone. Now that should open up the top a little bit more if Grand Haven can find the openings for the good three-point shooters. Huntington in through the middle, goes up hard against the center. Right in the face of Baker. Huntington goes up high. Ball got kicked on the way through the basket, and then the referee stops and resets it. Dobb will try to bring it in against full court pressure by Grand Haven. That'll be a call on Constant.
Got called for the overplay there, Gary.
Well,
a little bit slow getting to that ball.
And once again, we noted earlier, West Ottawa in the one-on-one early here, so they'll be going to the line.
Grand Haven takes their first lead of the game, 26-24 with 3:10 remaining in the second quarter.
Well, as you mentioned earlier, we saw them decide, well, it's time to go to the well. When you need points, you go to your scorer, and they've done so here with J.P. Huntington.
He's had an excellent second quarter. Normally you don't see a player dribble against the zone, but JP is such a good ball handler.
And so quick. Dykstra, if I'm not mistaken, I think he's perfect from the line. That puts him 3 of 3 from the line. And he's going to go for the second half of this one-on-one opportunity. And it goes home after bouncing around a little bit. Huntington bringing it up on the right-hand side. Huntington with a quick three-pointer. It is good.
Nails it, nothing but net.
Now, something we saw Dykstra do earlier. Just dribble up, look for a pass real quickly, and right up in the air with a 3. Huntington's on fire here in the second period.
He's certainly found his sink now.
Yep. Grand Haven with a tough defense. Jepson comes up with it. He's going to go. Oh, he tries to make the pass to Haxma. Haxma was not able to receive it. And Dykstra, the ball handler for West Ottawa, makes a mistake overthrowing the ball when he tried to make a full court pass to Baker. So it'll be
got a little out of control.
It'll be Buccaneers ball, and Fickus is here. Back in the lineup for the Buccaneers.
Jepson should have taken that ball himself. He tried to be unselfish with it. Give him some credit there, but I think he had the lane. He should have taken the ball up to the hoop.
The other thing that might be noted is I think Jepson's a left-hander. He's coming in on the right, maybe thinking, let's give it to the big man, see what he does with it. Jepson at the foul line. Back over to Fickus. Constant takes it left. Ball looking for a pass. He finds Haxman in the middle. He'll go straight up against the defense.
JP set a nice pick down low for Haxma.
Okay, we're going to shoot 1-on-1 West Ottawa, and I think that's another foul on JP Huntington.
That's JP's second foul.
Yeah, well, there's one guy, we definitely don't want to get in any foul trouble. 2 is probably as many as he'd like to have in one half.
We'll see if Coach Taylor brings him out here prior to the end of the first half.
And that puts Dykstra, who's perfect from the line, back up there for another 1-on-1 opportunity. That makes him 5 for 5, if I'm not mistaken.
5 for 5 is correct, Gary.
I think there's the wrong guy to foul. He makes both.
Nice concentration. Full court pass.
Paxwell with a half-court pass all the way up to Jepson, into the hands of Huntington at the top, over to Fickus. Fickus dribbling right, coming back toward the middle, finds the pass over to Constant. Constant sees the corner. Jepson waiting there. Back out to the top. Constant bringing it all the way back around to the right side. Thinks about going into Jepson. The pass just isn't there. Good decision. Huntington driving hard to the lane, goes over the top of Dobb. And a good rebound by number 42, Baker. Baker gets it in the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra coming up the right-hand side. Back out top to Dobb. Over into Anderson's hand. Back over to Smith. Smith to Dykstra. Dykstra from the foul line extended. Good from the left-hand side.
God. This Dykstra can play ball, can he?
He is. He's their floor leader and a good player, obviously. Haxma has the ball at the top. Sees Jepson. Jepson up with the right hand this time, and it's good. Well, we've seen Jepson have those little short shots, one from the right, one from the left, one right-handed, one left-handed.
Nice strong move by Jepson there. Good catch and took it right up.
Oh, man, they tried the half-court trap, and Grand Haven gets beat on that.
Okay.
Probably an ill-advised pass by Fickus, trying to hit Constant in the corner. It'll still be Grand Haven ball after White.
Marty Gravelin checks in for JP Huntington. I think Coach Taylor is trying to keep JP from getting his third personal. Grand Haven down by 1 here with the ball with 1:13 left to go in the second period.
Okay, well, we've got some substitutions for Grand Haven. We got Amstutz in. Jepson leaves the game, and Gravelin re-enters. So for the Buccaneers, we've got Gravelin with the ball. Going down the baseline hard. Back out to Constant on the top. Amstutz moves over to the right side. Fickus with the ball. He gets the ball to Constant on the right. Constant down to the right side. Looks in the middle of Haxma, who's covered fairly well. Tried to go all the way over the top to Amstutz, and it was just over his head.
That's a tough cross-court pass there.
Well, I think we might have a group of Grand Haven Buccaneers in there right now that don't see a heck of a lot of time in game situations together.
Down by 1 point. Like to get this tied or at least a small lead going into halftime.
Dykstra dribbles hard left. Again, he goes up. Oh, just off the front. Tough rebound by Haxma. Haxma, I didn't know it, but the guy battling him for the ball was Constant. Fickus with a bad pass, picked up by Dykstra. Dykstra, a heads-up ball player at all times out here. Constant thinks about the three. Oh, he finds Grambling underneath, knocked out of bounds by White.
Good look by Constant there.
It was a good pass, and just a heads-up play by White saved that from an easy basket. That'll put Grand Haven bringing it out underneath your own basket, Grambling to inbound.
25 seconds left.
Ball inbounded to Amstutz. Amstutz sees Haxma underneath. Haxma goes up hard. Oh, a good block. Looks like a nice block by Baker.
Haxma wanted that foul. He thought he got fouled.
Well, you'll have to live with that decision by the referee. And again, Dykstra bringing the ball up the floor. He's followed closely by Grambling. Dykstra goes up in the middle. All sorts of traffic in there, and he hits the last basket, which a bunch of quick points for West Ottawa as they finish the half, and it'll be 36 for West Ottawa, 31 for Grand Haven. Grand Haven, a good comeback in that second quarter, but a little push at the end by West.
Score was Brian Dykstra with unofficially 10 points.
Okay, well, Dykstra was a terror in that first half. We've got the start of the second half. Buccaneers inbounding the ball. We've got Haxma being fouled on. He's tried to dribble across the middle. We're going to have the ball inbounded by Jepson. In for the Buccaneers, we've got Fickus, Huntington, looks like Grambling, Haxma, and Jepson. Inbound to Grambling. Grambling brings it across to Fickus. Fickus in the middle to Haxma, and Haxma looking for Jepson, but over the top. So it'll be bringing in again against full court pressure will be Dobb, who does most of the inbounding work for West Ottawa when we have full court pressure. Oh, we've got a 5-second violation. Good pressure by the Buccaneers.
Violation. Interesting, West Ottawa is not opting for that outside shot. 9 for 12 inside the paint, Gary. 9 for 12.
Now that's where they made it in the first half. That time, Grambling able to hit from the side, about a 10-footer. Brings the Buccaneers within 3. Dykstra bringing the ball up against pressure. Jepson following him there. Buccaneers dropping into a man-to-man. Looks like the far side loose. Huntington on number 12, White. White over in the corner to Dobb. Dobb looking for a pass, going inside to Baker. Baker trying to go up hard against Haxma, and Haxma, good defense. He outlets the pass to Huntington, who sets up for 3. Good. And we've got a whistle. Huntington good for 3, and we've got a whistle. Number 32, looks like Grambling called for a foul.
Nice pull-up J by JP.
Well,
so quick with the release.
You just can't, if you're covering him coming down the floor, assume that he's going to pass or try to dribble past you, because he will pull up and hit the 3. Again, Dykstra up the floor against some pressure from Fickus. Ball around to White at the top. White over to the left side onto Dobb. Dobb into the corner.
JP tried to double up there on him.
Smith. 2 points.
West Ottawa answered our 3 with one of their own.
Oh no, and then Fickus tries to make a long pass to Grambling. Grambling not able to handle it, out of bounds to the West Ottawa Panthers.
I think he tried to move before he had the pass, Gary.
Dobb again having some trouble getting the ball in. He finally finds Baker. Baker not the ball handler they want to have it. There he is, Dykstra. Always find Dykstra when they can.
Seems to be there when you need him, doesn't he? Good floor general.
He is, and a good scrappy player. Again, around to the left side to Dobb. Dobb into the baseline. Number 30, Smith goes up and is sort of blocked by the bottom of the backboard. Huntington bringing the ball down. This time, Dykstra taking a little bit closer to him. Finds Haxma at the foul line. Haxma thinks about going up with it. Doesn't do it. Up goes.
Got a piece of it.
Up goes
Got
Fickus.
a piece of it.
What are we going to call? Oh, no. We've got, it looks like Coach Taylor over there making sure that the referee knows that he feels that it was touched by the West Ottawa Panthers.
We've got the baseline official asking for help.
Well, and it's a good idea. If you're not sure, he's going to talk to the other official. They're going to give it to West Ottawa. Coach Taylor not happy about that, but good. Paul Chapman, the coach from West Ottawa, the first-year coach. Good to see another break go his way. Again, Dobb to inbound against Formsma. Formsma in the game. He brings it in to Smith. Smith in trouble. Smith in trouble, looking for the long pass. He finds White on the right-hand side, on the left-hand side. Again, in the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra around to the right. Thinks about going up. Gives it, sets it up for the three. For Smith. Smith misses, and we've got a foul called underneath.
Dykstra's everywhere, and he tried to get up on a rebound there, and he just couldn't elevate off the floor high enough.
Well, that time the hustle of Dykstra got him a little trouble because he picked up the foul. Okay, Grand Haven going to bring it to the length of the floor with Fickus bringing it up the ball. We've got posted low is Formsma on one side, and coming off the pick is Huntington. Again, he's perfect.
Ties the game up here, Gary, at the 5:34 mark.
I think we're one down. I think there's a bulb missing there.
You're right.
But Huntington keeping it close, which is what we need him to do. Dykstra in trouble. Oh, a good pass by White, and a prominent cross is Fickus, and Fickus makes the foul. Dobb with a good head fake, got Fickus up in the air, and there wasn't much he could do from there.
That was an excellent pass cross court.
Well, as we set up to get the 2 foul shots that they're going to give to Dobb, I want to again mention the sponsors of Buccaneer basketball today. We have the Clover Bar, who sponsors sports at Grand Haven, in Grand Haven all the time. We've got Automatic Spring Products, the Shape Corporation, Lumberman's Bank, FMB, Stolten and Fant, Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, JSJ Corporation, and Spectre Products, all contributing to bringing you this Buccaneer basketball game today as Dobb sets up for his first of 2 shots.
Grand Haven came out in that pressing half-court man and seems to have fallen out of it a little bit now. Down by 2 here.
Dobb hit the first short with the second. Scramble for the rebound. Huntington comes up with a loose ball after a couple people.
Good pass,
and a
JP.
nice pass to Hunt inside to Constant.
Nice speed by JP.
Huntington looking well, and Constant filling the lane there very well. Haxman 1-on-2. Oh, Haxman with a good play. White trying to bounce it off, bounce it through the lane to his open man on the opposite side. It hit Haxman's leg, and then Haxman saved it off of White's leg.
One thing you see with JP is he comes down the court, his head is always up looking for other players.
Good, another heads-up player that time, Haxman. He did it. He gets the ball inside to Huntington. A good block by Dykstra. Something you don't see happen that often is Huntington getting blocked like that. Dykstra, we talked about him being such a good player, and he did a fine job that time. Oh, and Dykstra picks up another quick foul. A foul that obviously Dykstra doesn't agree with.
That's 2 on him in the last 2 minutes. They can't afford to lose him.
No, he certainly is their floor general, and at this point, their biggest scorer as well, I believe.
That's Brian Dykstra's 3rd personal foul.
All right, Constant bringing the ball up to the left side, gets it over to Huntington on the free throw and extended. He's against Dobb. Dobb, the center, covering him there. A little mismatch in the middle for Haxma. Haxma bounces around, comes down, controlled by Dykstra. Constant harassing him underneath the basket. He brings the ball up, gets it over to the side to White for 3, short. The long rebound comes out to J.P. Huntington. Huntington pulls up for a 3, a long 3. Formsma up with the ball, goes up hard, and it'll be a foul called on West Ottawa. That'll look like it'll send Formsma to the line.
JP was pretty quick to come down and fire that 3. He's feeling pretty confident again.
Well, he must be. That was one of the longer 3s that he's tried today. Oh, no, we're not going to get this one in the act of shooting, so we're going to have the Buccaneers taking the ball out. Oh, no, well, I don't think we've decided yet. Nope.
JP let that one go just inside the 28-foot mark.
Well, it looks like we're going to inbound the ball. Looks like Grand Haven's going to inbound the ball rather than giving 2 shots to Formsman as we thought they might. Forms was going to bring the ball in. They bring it out to the side to Grandville. Grandville to the top to Constant. Constant over to Huntington. Huntington for 3. He's short again. Coming down with the ball is Baker. Baker with the ball into the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra bringing the ball up the right side, all the way across court to White. White to the top to Dykstra. Dykstra sets up for a 2, and he's short. Coming down with the board is Formsma.
West Ottawa ran a nice little in and out play where the guard takes it in and then drops it back out to the forward. He takes the J.
All right, Haxma goes hard to the middle, goes down. He's got a nice touch there.
He really does. Elevates off the floor so well with a quick release.
He does it. He's a big man. He gets a nice rotation on the ball when he does that. Smith trying to bring the ball down. He gets the ball all the way down the floor to Baker. Baker hits a Dykstra. Somehow it always finds its way into his hands. Okay, a bad pass. Trying to get number 30 Smith. They bring the ball down. Grandhaven brings the ball down quickly into the hands of Haxma again at the top of the key. He dribbles through the middle, a left-handed floater.
Grandhaven on a 7-0 run here.
And we've got timeout called by West Ottawa.
Oh, Grandhaven has just started to take control of this game. They went on a 7-0 run here in the last about minute and a half. And they are just on a tear.
Well, I think they're doing it like most teams do with defense. Your good defense makes good things happen on offense. Not only is Huntington, he's come up with a couple of short shots, so Haxma, the other real scorer for Grandhaven, the other leading scorer, is taking up the slack. He's coming down hard through the middle. He's a tall kid, elevates very well with a quick release, as you mentioned, and a very, very soft shot for a big man.
Constant knocked the ball over to JP earlier on here in the third period. And I could see JP look over at him and want that ball just a little bit quicker, kind of almost asking for it.
Yeah.
I think if JP gets that ball a little quicker, it's an automatic. He has such a nice release with it.
Well, he does. He's had some trouble. Last few shots have pulled up short, which they've been a little longer shots for him, though, too. We'll have Grandhaven. We'll have West Ottawa bringing the ball out from the far end of the court. Grandhaven with a 4-point edge with 3:12 left in the third quarter.
Paul Chapman taking an excellent time out as he could see his team was getting beat up on a little bit there, Gary.
Well, Coach Chapman for West Ottawa is his first year at West Ottawa, but he certainly has a history in basketball. He's got 5 years, it says, I think, at the varsity level in Ohio, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, ball goes up. Huntington goes high for a rebound after a missed shot by Matthews. Huntington through traffic all the way to the hole and comes off the backboard. And then we have a jump ball. It looked like we had two Grandhaven players, Huntington and Haxma, with the ball, as well as one of the West Ottawa players. The possession arrow goes in the direction of West Ottawa, so Grandhaven will come out with a full court pressure.
I think JP was looking to pass that ball to Haxma, and Haxma peeled off just at the last minute off to the right, and that gave JP no lane to go to any longer.
Well, here they come, full court to Dykstra. Dykstra is going to bring it down, take it out, decides there's nothing there. Trying to make something happen. Hard to tell what he's going to call on that one. Didn't seem to be a whole lot of contact, but the referee saw something. Called it on Formsma. I think Formsma came across and maybe bumped him a little bit on the way through.
Exactly, Gary. Got him with the body. He tried to seal off that seam between he and Haxma, and in doing so, created some contact.
Yep. Jepson in for Formsma in the Buccaneer lineup. Looks like Grandhaven in a zone of some sort. Dykstra inbounds the ball. And again, J.P. Huntington coming down off the missed shot from Anderson.
Grandhaven appears to be in a 2-3 zone.
2-3 zone. Well, it's with the inside play to Jepson on the left side on a pass from Haxma off the front, back of the rim. And we're going to have a foul on Haxma. That's they saw him push off. Number 5 for West Ottawa, Anderson, had good position. Haxma sort of stuck his hand out, and I think the referee saw those long, skinny arms out there commit a foul.
Tim's complaining to the other official. He's trying to get a call.
No. Grandhaven again, full court pressure. They're looking for Dykstra. They want to get it in his hands if they possibly can. They've got him in trouble.
Grandhaven cut that baseline off so nice.
He did, and they
sideline. Sideline. That's the baseline. Excellent hustle by Grandhaven.
J.P. Huntington saw the ball go out of bounds, threw it off the leg of the West Ottawa player to go to possession of Grandhaven. Jepson to inbound.
Marty Grandville forced that. He caused that to happen, and J.P. just reacted.
J.P. Huntington sees
nice pass inbound.
Haxma wants a foul on that. He thought he got hammered on
Oh my gosh, they just knocked J.P. down. What a pass!
What a pass!
Oh,
what a pass!
From the floor off his back. What a pass!
Nice play. From his back, he sees Haxma underneath the basket. He makes the great play. West Ottawa slowing things down a bit. They see Dykstra with the ball. Dykstra calling the play. Grandhaven in a man-to-man coverage. Dykstra to the right side. Trying to take it in against Fickus.
I think what Grandhaven was doing was going into a zone defense on the inbounds play and back into a matchup man-to-man.
Yeah, something I think they do quite often. They don't want the taller Panthers to be able to take advantage of that on an inbound pass. Oh, number 30, Smith gets the ball on the baseline, goes around the left side for a Puffy for 2. That brings West Ottawa within 4. Haxma from 15 gets it out to Huntington on the left. Huntington for 3. Huntington actually took that official step backward to make sure he had his toes in the right place and hits the 3.
Your coach at an early age never to go backwards for the three-point line, but it worked out well for JP
well,
there.
It does. We have just over a minute left in this third period. Buccaneers up by 7.
Nice backdoor cut.
Yeah, Dykstra with a fine pass to an open Smith underneath. Grandville forced to come in hard and foul him in the act of shooting, so we're going to have 2 shots for Smith.
That was an excellent backdoor cut by Graham Smith.
Once again, while trying to set up our foul shot for the West Ottawa Panthers, we want to thank some of our sponsors, which include Spectra Products and JSJ Corporation. Eagle Ottawa also sponsoring the efforts here to put this on television for the fans in Grand Haven not able to be here in the Buccaneer pit tonight. And Smith, first shot is good. Other sponsors here tonight are Skoltman Fan, FMB Bank, Shape Corporation, Automatic Spring, and the Clover Bar. Smith with the second, and it's perfect.
2 for 2 from the line for this evening.
Potter into the lineup. He'll be replacing Jepson. So inbounding the ball will be Constant. Thickus with the ball now. We've got Hodder, Gravlin, and Hexma, the center. Goes down through the middle, sees Constant on the outside. Constant with a long 2-pointer. Hexma tries for the rebound, but it comes down to 31 Dykstra. Dykstra shuffle step going through the middle, and he's good from the left.
Nice leaner.
End to end.
I think he tried to draw some contact there and didn't get the call by the official.
Well, Thickus brings the ball down, sees Constant, a tough pass. He's going to have to handle it. Back over to Constant on the right side. Haxma back to Constant, back to the top. Haxma on the right, goes across court to Gravlin. Gravlin thinks about the 3, gets it in the hands of Constant. Constant underneath to Haxma. Haxma from the top, off the front. And up with a good rebound goes Hodder, and he's going to be fouling the act of shooting. We're going to have 2 shots.
Nice play there by Constant. Thought he threw the ball well into
to Hodder.
Right.
Yeah, Hodder's a good position player. If you watch him play, he's not the tallest guy out there, but he's one of those guys that works hard under the boards. And that time you could see he had perfect position for the rebound, and it paid off because he's going to have 2 free shots.
Yeah. Well, Grand Haven up 49-46 with 12 seconds to go here in the third period.
Hodder will have 2 with an opportunity to put Grand Haven up by 4. It's the first one. 12 seconds remain on the clock. West Ottawa is going to be most likely see some full court pressure from the Buccaneers. And there it is. He makes the second shot, and sure enough, the Bucks come out in man-to-man full court pressure. They want to try to. Constant tries to reach in a little bit, and he'll be called for the foul on Dykstra. That one doesn't hurt him too much because West Ottawa not yet in the penalty, so they'll have 8 seconds to try to bring it in from half court and get a shot off. Inbounding will be Smith.
Chad kind of went for the fake there. Couldn't move his feet back quick enough.
Check that. Smith replaced by Anderson. Yeah, he didn't. He as coaches will tell you, you play defense with your feet, not your hands.
That's right.
And surprisingly, Dykstra with the ball at the top. He takes the ball to the right side for a long 3 with no seconds left on the clock, and it's off the top and over the back. So after 3 periods of play, after three full action-packed quarters, we've got the Buccaneers up by 5. 51-46. We'll be back in just a second to give you more play-by-play. In the meantime, some information we can pass along about the Grand Haven and Buccaneer teams. We definitely can see that Grand Haven is the shorter of the 2 teams, but the quickness has really paid off for them.
It certainly has. Grand Haven really went on a tear there in the beginning of the third quarter and almost threatened to take this game out of reach. But you got to give West Ottawa some credit here. They've hung right in there in the pit and have not let this game get too far away from them.
Well, they're certainly within reach.
Yeah, 2 baskets is the way we look at it. A 3 and a 2, and they've tied this game back up.
Yep, and with some of the heroics that we've already seen from Dykstra and some of the passes that he's been able to make to some of his bigger players, you certainly don't want to I don't think you can count West Ottawa out. They've got some quality players.
No, you got to like this Brian Dykstra.
Yeah.
He sees the floor well. He knows positioning well. He's got a really nice stutter dribble that seems to hold his man off for just enough time for him to squeeze off a shot. I really like this boy.
Yeah. So let's set the Grand Haven Buccaneers for you. Formsma in, Huntington, Gravelin in, Fickus, and Constant. Okay, Constant takes the inbound pass back to Fickus. The Buccaneers spread it out against this zone. To the left to Huntington. Huntington back across to the top. Fickus starts to throw down the middle, brings it back out on the right side to Constant. Constant back to Fickus. Fickus back to Constant. Moving the ball well. He comes around to Huntington. Huntington tries to take it left side. Runs into Baker there. This is a tenacious zone put on by the West Ottawa Panthers. They get the ball inside the forms. Well, left hand up in the middle, and the Baker comes down with the rebound into the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra bringing the ball down quickly. Buccaneers back. Man-to-man coverage. Dykstra with a scoop shot against J.P. Huntington, and good for another 2. That brings him within 3. Formsma dribble between his legs, off the back, gets his own rebound, up again, and he's fouled.
Count it, count it.
Good individual effort by Formsma.
Grand Haven was 8 for 18 in the third period, and West Ottawa was 3 for 11. 3 for 11.
It's interesting to watch. Coach Taylor called J.P. Huntington over to the sideline and told him, you could see and hear what he said. He says, keep Dykstra from cutting to the inside. Keep him outside.
Well, we've been talking about this Dykstra all night. If there's anybody that's going to bring West Ottawa back into this game, it's Dykstra.
It is. Formsma for his first shot from the line. He completes the 3-point play. Formsma having a good outing here. Long pass to Dykstra. Dykstra makes
Nice
the tip inside
pass.
the 44, and Fickus forced a foul there. Really, there wasn't any option. It was a easy puppy shot for Matthews on a great tip pass by Dykstra.
Nice heads-up play by Dykstra. Just enough steam to get to the ball and just enough sense to tip it forward rather than to pick the ball up and try to make the...
Yep. So Matthews is going to go to the line. He'll be shooting 2 shots after having missed that shot on the foul by Fickus.
I don't know how many points JP has, but his career high is 32 against Spring Lake earlier on this year.
Well, he's probably sneaking up toward that this game. He's had quite a few points. Hexman checks in. So we've got Formsma, Haxma, Huntington, Fickus, and number 32, Gravelin.
Unofficially, we have JP at 25 points.
And the second shot is good. And West Ottawa's been tough from the line tonight. Now it looks like a team you don't want to make a lot of fouls on. Haxma sees Formsma in the middle. Formsma with the left hand. Gets his own rebound, finds himself a little too far under, takes a dribble out. What a nice little hook shot.
Nice little curl shot. He fought hard for that rebound and deserved those 2.
He did. We've seen him get his own rebound a couple of times, and there's something to be said for a guy that takes a good shot, and if it doesn't go in, gets the rebound.
Nice strip from the rear by JP.
And up with the ball comes Dykstra. Dykstra passes it in to White.
Good recovery by Grand Haven here.
On the floor is Huntington. Huntington gets it out to Gravelin. Gravelin over to Fickus. Fickus from the left, from the right. Gravelin, they go into Haxma. No basket. No basket. We're going to have a foul call before the shot.
Score 56-50. 6:23 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Grand Haven's still not in the penalty, so they're going to have the ball out underneath the basket. Forms was going to inbound. Grand Haven with Fickus and Huntington deep on this. Oh, wait a minute, we're corrected. The scorer just counted them up, and we're going to be going to the line. Haxma is going to be shooting 1-1.
We seem to have found the Achilles tendon on that zone defense by West Ottawa.
Well, we've seen Formsma come on strong after Haxma did that in the last quarter.
Moving the ball well now around the perimeter and working that ball well in then and getting that easy basket.
First shot good. Haxma good for 2. That puts Grand Haven up by 8. 58-50 with 6:21 left in the ball game. Dykstra bringing the ball up. He's been in the whole game. Over to White on the left. Into Matthews. Matthews tried to make a pass, and the other 44, Haxma. Great defensive play. In the corner to Grandville. Grandville spinning around. Sees Haxma in the middle. He's got a little spin move, and it's good from 6 feet away. Ball quickly inbounded in the hands of Dykstra.
Haxma held nicely in the air there for that shot, didn't he, Gary?
He did.
Released it so well.
They find the open man. West Ottawa finding the open man. Haxma up high for a rebound, and a little Tarzan yell to go with it.
Big rebound there. Grand Haven go up by a dozen here with a basket.
Well, Grandville tried to bring it back out to Fickus, and there with the hand was Dykstra on defense. It'll still be Buccaneer ball. Buccaneers up by 10.
Grand Haven making a nice run here.
Number 50, Paul Dobb in for Matthews for West Ottawa. Ball in the hand of Fickus. Fickus bring it up on the right. Back over to Huntington on the left. Back to the top to Fickus. Fickus comes in hard. He sees Grandville. Grandville brings it back out. Over to Grandville in the corner. They see Huntington all the way across.
Already passed one up
he
earlier.
Sees Grandville all the way across court pass. Fickus, makes a tough pass
away with
inside.
one. Oh, nice.
And Formsma with a great little left-hand move.
Really playing well here in the fourth quarter.
Again, both big men for Grand Haven. Nice soft shots inside.
Well, we got some pushing and shoving going on underneath between Formsma and...
They bring it back out to Dykstra, who's up for 3. He's long. Ball goes to Dobb. And they're going to call the foul on Haxma. Haxma wanted the jump ball. He thought he had a lot of ball there, but the referee that called the play was unfortunately couldn't see the ball, the Dobb's back being to him, and there might have been a lot of contact there anyway.
Baker and Formsma are really going at it back down here in the baseline area. They're pushing and shoving each other, and Formsma was visibly upset by what Baker was doing to him.
Well, Baker is 6'4" senior, and Formsma's a little bit shorter at 6'2", but they're having a good battle in there.
And Baker's probably a little upset with the way Formsma's come on here in the fourth quarter.
Well, I think if I was a West Ottawa player, I would be too. He's having a great fourth quarter. Finally, West Ottawa misses a foul shot. They've been pretty good from the line tonight.
They certainly have.
Fickus up the left side, over to Grandville in the left corner. All the way across court to Huntington, who's in for 3. He goes up. It's a little bit short. Haxma comes down with a rebound.
Oh, caught him on the baseline.
Haxma comes down with the rebound and hit the baseline a little bit before he got rid of the ball. So we're going to have Dobb throwing it in for West Ottawa, and gone is the full court pressure by the Buccaneers, at least at this point. Dykstra with the ball on the right-hand side.
Coach Chapman is really calling out some instructions here to his players. Down by 12,
White
they're trying to get
back out to the top to White. Dykstra over to White. He goes up in the air. Dykstra's there to get the errant pass. Inside pass. Oh, they're going to call Formsma for hitting the hand on the way through. There's that matchup you were talking about, Baker and Formsma. They're going at each other pretty good. That time, Baker got some good position. Formsma forced the foul.
Graham Smith made a nice look-away pass there to Baker to create that play.
Well, Buccaneers up by 12 with 4 minutes left in the ball game. Good position to be in. If you're Coach Taylor, you know you don't have it in the bag, but you certainly are feeling good about a now an 11-point lead.
I think Grand Haven needs to just play under control here the last 4 minutes. This game is theirs.
Hey, Formsma goes out and it gets a good hand from the crowd. He played a heck of a third and fourth quarter here today. Jepson back in the ball game. Baker hits one from the foul line, misses the second. Down with the good rebound as Haxma gets it in the hands of Fickus. Fickus in the corner to Grandville. Back out to Fickus on the left-hand side. He sees Jepson underneath. That Grand Haven moving the ball around quickly. They get it out to Huntington. Way out on the top. Huntington brings up his dribble.
Grand Haven trying to work the clock down a little bit and look for the good shot.
Yep, they're certainly not trying to force anything right now. Fickus almost loses his dribble. Haxma and number 42 Baker going at it. They must have switched out that Forms was out of the game. Him and Baker going at it.
Well, that was a nice gesture by Baker going up to Haxma and giving him a 5.
Well, you could see Haxma in there trying to get the referee's attention, waving his hand, saying, "Look how this guy's pushing me around."
Baker's been doing that for the last 2.5, 3 minutes.
Well, I think Haxma was a fan of Bill Lambier for a number of years. Make sure you wave your arms and know that you're getting, and let the referee know you're getting pushed.
Well, it got him to the free throw line. Let's see how he does. Knocks the first one down.
Haxma, a good free throw shooter. Makes the first. Second one is good. Haxma for 2 from the foul line. Ball being brought up by number 31, Dykstra.
Tim Haxma 4 for 4 from the line.
Dykstra over to White. White in the corner to the side to Dobb. Back to Dykstra. Dykstra looks inside. Back out to White again. Head fake. Comes over to the right. Huntington double teams him with Fickus. And that Fickus called for the hold.
Eric Jepson is really hustling down there on defense.
He certainly is.
Moving back and forth.
No.
He doesn't show up in the stats, but those are the little things that win you ball games.
This puts Dykstra back on the line. He's had plenty of opportunities from the foul line today. And from everything we've seen so far, West Ottawa not a team you want to put on the line.
No, Dykstra 6 for 6 from the free throw line. All in the second period.
Well, here he is back at the line again. And he's been the powerhouse today for West Ottawa. This time he rolls it off the front of the rim and but it rolls over the top and in. First time I think we've seen him hit anything but the bottom of the net on a foul shot.
Watch him spin that ball and take that big knee bend prior to the shot. Nice rotation on the ball. He got it to drop.
That one again, not perfect, but in.
Well, that backspin.
West Ottawa full court pressure. Huntington up to Jepson. They've broken the plane. They got it past the timeline. Nice. Jepson looking for Huntington. Huntington with the ball on the left-hand side, way back near the half-court line.
Nice play by Jepson there to get the ball out to JP.
Huntington sort of loses it. Dykstra wanted a carry. Pick at the top by Huntington for Constant.
Nice takeaway by Dykstra.
Dykstra a steal, and he's going to go up hard against Huntington, and he's going to be fouled.
Quick hands by Dykstra.
Dykstra, a good play, good defensive play, goes hard to the hole.
But you know, for you young kids watching, JP lost that ball, but he hustled right back on defense.
You don't want to get frustrated, get mad, and stand around and watch.
You can't give up out there. You got to play this from end line to end line.
Make Dykstra at least earn these. And he does. I mean, he's still perfect from the line.
He's perfect. He doesn't knock him down dead center, but he gets just enough backspin on the shot to get it to fall. Takes a deep knee bend. There it is.
And the rotation, and nothing but the bottom of the net.
He drained that one.
And we've got we got a substitution. We're going to have Matthews in for the West Ottawa Panthers, replacing Paul Dobb. And full court pressure by... Nope, we're going to have another substitution.
Ryan Formsma coming back in the game.
Formsma in for Jepson. Jepson have had some good time out here, especially on defense. We've seen him play tough.
He's played a nice ball game.
Formsma's in.
Axman can't find anybody here.
There he goes. He has Formsma. Formsma dribbling up. He gets the ball across the timeline to Constant. Constant brings the ball back out. Grand Haven in no hurry here by being 9 up. Constant dribbling around all the way around from left to right. He still has the ball at the top. Huntington crossover dribble. Still has the ball at the top. There's a lot of catch and movement going on the inside. Huntington pulls up, takes a shot over to off the right. Haxma would put the ball back up. Once again, he gets the ball. No, he's stripped of the ball by number 30, Smith. They get the ball in the hands of Dykstra. Dykstra double teamed at the top.
That's a 3 if it goes.
That's Anderson on the left. But there's Huntington coming down with the loose ball. Taking his time.
JP setting up the offense. Going to get a timeout here, I think.
Yep. With 2 minutes left in the ball game. 2 minutes exactly. Buccaneers up by 9. And timeout called by Grand Haven. Once again, before we move into the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter, we're going to thank our sponsors. We want to thank Skoltman Fant, your full-service legal team, Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, an automotive furniture and upholstery manufacturers. The JSJ Corporation, with their manufacturing headquarters here in Grand Haven, Spectra Products, metal fabricators, the FMB Lumberman's Bank, banking services in Grand Haven, Shape Corporation, metal fabricators and roll forming, the Automatic Spring Products Corporation, springs and small stampings, located on Taylor in Grand Haven, and the ever famous and always tasty Clover Bar and Pizza.
My favorite.
So we want to thank those sponsors for bringing us this first ever televised game here in Grand Haven.
Grand Haven plays East Kentwood here on Friday night. Excuse me, that's at East Kentwood. East Kentwood is 2-2 in the OK Red.
They also have the leading scorer in the OK Red right now, at least as far as before the first of the year. We've got
Brandon
Lowe, who's averaging 30 points a game.
Pretty tough, pretty tough.
Now that's just in the OK Red. We don't know what his overall average is, but 30 points a game even after 2 or 3 games in the OK Red isn't too bad.
No, I believe Kentwood is one of the league leaders right now, tied with Holland and Jennison on top.
There's some discussion going on over at the sidelines between first-year coach for West Ottawa, Paul Chapman, and the referees. We've got some sort of a problem with who's checked in and who's not. So we'll have it straightened out any second here, and then we're going to have Grandville inbound the ball for Grand Haven.
Each of these two teams have lost to Holland and Jennison.
Looks like White was trying to get in for Anderson, and he's not going to be able to do that at this point unless the referees wave him in.
Quite a bit of discussion going on at the scorer's table.
Well, they still haven't sorted out who can play and who can't, who's in and who's not. Okay, now we've decided that White is in and Anderson is out, and we're still going to have Grandville inbounding the ball for Grand Haven. Man-to-man full court pressure by West Ottawa. Formsma breaks deep. Uh-oh, a tough call there.
Good call, though. Reach-in foul.
Oh, so we've got a reach-in foul by, that'll be on Dykstra? No, they're going to give it to Smith. That's only his second foul. And we're going to have a substitution again here for West Ottawa. They're going to send their big man, Paul Dobb, in. Paul Dobb is a 6'4" senior. He's the biggest man on the floor today.
Ryan Formsma was 1 for 1 from the free throw line this evening.
Well, Formsma, if he shows that nice soft shot that he shows us inside at the foul line, we should see a couple nice foul shots. First one's good. Again, nice rotation on the ball, good form, like you say, nice knee bend, the way the coach teaches it.
That's right. That's right. Coach Taylor works real hard on free throw shooting in practice.
2 for 2 from the line. Hits both ends of the one-on-one. Dobb trying to inbound the pass. They find Dykstra, something new. Dykstra all the way up the right side. He's going to stop and shoot the 3, and it's good. Timeout, West Ottawa. That brings West Ottawa up to 58. Now they're within 8 points of Grand Haven with 1:48 left.
Chad Constant kind of had a mental error there. Should have cut that sideline off and forced Dykstra back to the middle. Dykstra hit him with a little stutter dribble and went up the sideline and fired off that 3.
Well, we certainly saw in the first half Dykstra has the capacity to pull up and stop for that 3 and make a nice shot, because he hit a couple of those early on.
Yeah, you've got to watch this. With the 3-point rule, West Ottawa is certainly not out of this ball game.
No, they're going to have to play some tough defense, though, because Grand Haven will be bringing the ball. And obviously, probably against full court pressure, they haven't had too much trouble with it tonight, not too many turnovers. Grand Haven playing heads up, looking for good open passes rather than trying to dribble through the thing.
Yep.
And
that ball should go into JP's hands here, Gary, and let him control that offense.
well, if you notice, they don't. A lot of times they seem to like hit fix to bring the ball down.
Yeah, they do it. But at this point in the game, I think our best free throw shooter probably is JP Huntington. So we'll see how Coach Taylor sets up the offense here.
Well, made us both look bad because Fix isn't in, JP is. And we still have to set the team for Grand Haven: Haxma, Formsma, Gravelin, Huntington, and Constant. Inbounding the ball against full court pressure, Haxma. He finds Huntington. Huntington bringing it up the floor, crossover dribble. He's going to go all the way.
He beat him off. He beat him off.
It's good. He gets J.P. Huntington end to end. You could see it in his eye when he got to half court that there was just one big, slow guy in front of him, and he was going to the hole.
Coast to coast. J.P. Huntington. Nice to see him finish off this three-point play here.
Sure. You know, JP in a situation like that, even against a short, quick guy, is going to give, you know, an opposite player fits. But he saw that big guy in front of him, and it was almost like he had a smile on his face as he came down the lane.
Well, JP is certainly the go-to guy in this situation. You've got to get the ball in his hands. He controls the ball so well.
Yep. And you can count on Haxma and Formsma to stay hard on the boards, as they have been this whole second half.
Oh, nice rebound by Formsma.
That's what we said. Formsma goes up high, gets good position, back into Huntington's hands. Huntington dribbles, studs dribble right, goes up left-handed.
Oh,
off the front to Haxma. Haxma left-handed it in.
Shot.
There's those two big guys working hard on the boards. And a nice left hand by Haxma.
Dykstra wants to.
Dykstra's working against Huntington.
Well, out of control.
Yeah, he's trying to do too much here.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was double teamed there pretty effectively. And it's going to be in the hands of Grand Haven with the full court to bring the ball up. You can count on full court pressure.
Grambling set an inside pick last time, and
there's the same play.
Took JP to the outside.
Well, we're going to have an over-the-back call on number 31, Dykstra. Constant's going to go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. Well, this is where your foul shooting comes in. You know, you're going to be on the line a lot when a team's behind by a few points, but you're in a 1-on-1 situation, so this is where you got to make your foul shots.
Coaches work so hard on this in practice.
Constant good on the first.
So work you and work you and work you, and then send you to the free throw line in practice. And then they'll work you some more and have you run some suicides, and then back to the free throw line again. Just
you
to
bet.
Get this type of conditioning.
Constant good on both of those. So another good man to have on the line for Grand Haven. Dykstra bringing the ball up. He's on the right-hand side, dribbling left-handed. He's looking inside, looking for the big man. He finds him inside. A nice block by Formsma. Oh, we're going to have a call on number 33, Formsma. It was a beautiful block on the first play. He tries to make a little bit too much of an effort on the second play, and he picks up the foul. So we're going to see Smith go to the line to shoot 2, and that's Formsma's 5th personal, according to the scorekeeper here at the Buccaneer Pirate Pit. Formsma goes out to a great hand from the crowd, and in for him is Jepson, somewhat of a defensive specialist and a good rebounder.
Excellent game by Brian Formsma tonight.
Yeah, he did. He was right there when they really needed him.
He really took control there for a while in the third and fourth period and played his heart out.
Well, West Ottawa still good from the line. Haven't missed too many.
Coach Chapman is visibly upset with the official. He just waved his hand at him like, forget it.
Well, he's starting to run out of time here, but they get 2 from the line, and we've got a substitution. Anderson checks into the game for Smith. Smith sitting down, wanting to check back in as soon as he can. And we're going to have a foul on number 12, White. White's going to send J.P. Huntington to the line.
JP's huddling him up here at center court. He's trying to get the guys under control.
Well, as so often happens in basketball, the last couple minutes take quite a while to play, especially when both teams are in the 1-on-1. So Huntington will go to the line to shoot 1-and-1. He's been pretty successful from the line tonight.
62 seconds remain in this contest. Grand Haven 72, West Ottawa 60. Make that 73 to 60.
Huntington good on the first of the 1-and-1. And the second.
JP gives Tim Haxman a little pat on the butt, says, let's go.
JP on Dykstra. Dykstra around the top to Dobb. Dobb for 3. Oh, a long three-pointer, and it's good. And a quick timeout by West Ottawa.
West Ottawa, they're just not going to give up, are they?
No.
11 points down here with 53 seconds. And they're going to do whatever it takes until the last tick on that clock is done.
Yeah, you can see their coach hasn't given up here. He hasn't gotten the reserves off the bench and have them take their warm-ups off. And in response to that, I'm sure Coach Taylor keeping many of his starters and and regular replacements in the game to make sure that they don't lose hold of this one.
JP needs, if he gets the ball on the inbound pass, he needs to pass this one off just to get some time off that clock. West Ottawa collapses on him every time he gets the ball, and
you can bet that Coach Taylor's over there drawing up probably a new inbound play from the end over there. They've gone with the same play a few times in a row, and it's been successful in getting the ball in, but you're right, they're not really losing much time off the clock.
No, 2 or 3 seconds elapse each time, and we need to get 10, 15, 20 seconds off this time down, so let's see what happens. Look for the long pass here. Wouldn't surprise me a bit if Haxma goes deep.
No, Haxma's taking the ball out, but you're right. This would be a good opportunity for somebody to take off deep. They get it to Huntington. Huntington dribbles through 2 men. He's crossed the timeline, and he's going to get it back out.
Throw it.
There to Haxma. Haxma will back out to Constant. Constant into Huntington's hands.
Good.
Jepson has the ball. He gets the bounce pass to Huntington at the top. Now they're getting some time off the clock. Over to Constant. Constant fouled by number 44, Matthews. Sort of a frustration kind of foul. It's time for them to do it.
Little chippy foul there, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, those are the situations the referee knows eventually this team is going to foul somebody. So whenever it happens, we're going to call it.
Grand Haven moved the ball effectively across the top of the key, didn't they, Gary? There?
Yeah, they did. They moved the ball back and forth out, way out top of the key. Always looking. You notice they're always looking underneath for that quick bunny from their big guys. Big guys moving back and forth underneath. Constant hits the first of the 1-and-1. Rolls it over the front edge of the rim. He's been effective from the line, too. He's hit a few there.
Well, with tonight's victory, this will put Grand Haven back in the hunt a little bit for the OK Red with a 1-2 record. Dropped West Ottawa down to 0-3.
Dykstra on the left-hand side looks up at the 3, thinks about it for a second. Dobb, the big man, another 3-pointer.
2 in a row by Dobb.
Dobb, the center for West Ottawa, seems to be the 3-point go-to guy. He's hit some pressure 3-pointers here, brings West Ottawa within 10. 22 seconds left to play. Tough but not impossible to get 10 points.
Well, I saw a game one time, a team up by 9 with 11 seconds to go and lost the game in overtime. So nothing's impossible, especially with the 3-point rule. They're really 3 buckets away, 3.5, and tying this game up. So a couple steals and kick the ball out to the outside. And,
while we have a timeout here waiting for the final 22 seconds with the Buccaneers up by 10, once again, we want to thank the sponsors who bring you this Buccaneer basketball, and hopefully we'll continue to bring your Buccaneer basketball to you on television in the future. The Clover Bar Automatic Springs, Shape Corporation, FMB Lumberman's Bank, Skoltman Fant, Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, the JSJ Corporation, and Spectra Products. All Grand Haven businesses, Grand Haven companies who are proud to sponsor Buccaneer basketball. As Grand Haven West Ottawa take the floor for the final 22 seconds, once again, we'll have Haxma taking the ball out of bounds. Grand Haven with a bunch of folks at the circle, at the foul line, probably to set some picks. Jepson also in the game, and he comes up hard. Huntington makes a fake and is quickly fouled by Baker. They only lost 3 seconds off the clock there again.
Yep. Well, Grand Haven should go to a 4-2 record here now. And they really have came on strong here in the 3rd and 4th period, didn't they?
They did. They turned up the defensive pressure quite a bit. Except for in the beginning of the game, they took the lead after, by halftime. The problem in the beginning was they got a really slow start. I mean, I think they were 0 for 6 before they got some points on the board.
That can happen sometimes, and luckily for us, West Ottawa was cold as well.
Yep. Well, J.P. Huntington hitting the first of the one-on-one opportunity. The second, also good. Nothing but the bottom of the net. So West Ottawa bringing the ball down. We're down to 18 seconds. There's Dobb again from the top, and this time it comes off, and Haxma with the rebound. Up quickly to Jepson. Jepson up from the left-hand side and in for the quick layup. That's some way to take some time off. We're down to 5 seconds. Dykstra will tend to take the last shot of the game, and it's off the bat. Well, a heroic effort by Dykstra and a good game by West Ottawa. Grand Haven comes out on top, 80-66. A good effort by both squads. Good defense all around. Grand Haven with some power inside by Haxma and Formsma. Good ball movement, great defense by all the Grand Haven Buccaneers. And of course, Huntington was lit it up pretty good for a while.
JP was awesome, but Brian Formsma played an excellent game, as well as Tim Haxema. Those two guys are excellent ball players, and old JP, he knows how to use those guys well, doesn't he?
He does. And you certainly have to give credit to the other regular players for Grand Haven who played defense all night and then made some good rebounds, made some good plays down the line, too. Constant was good at the line near the end of the game. Jepson played tough defense. Fickus, of course, handles the ball a lot for Grand Haven and did a fine job of avoiding turnovers.
Exactly.
Well, this is Gary Ramsden and Dick Smith who want to again thank our sponsors, and we hope that we're able to bring more Buccaneer basketball to you here on the local television programming. And until next time, we want to thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night. Here's against the Holland Dutch, and looks to stack up like a good one tonight, Eric.
It's going to be a very good game. Holland's a very tough team. They're ranked in the top 5 by the Grandville Advanced Poll. They've been playing very well. Grand Haven's going to have a really good game to beat them tonight.
Well, yeah, we know that the last time these two teams met, it was pretty much a lopsided victory for the Dutch. And I know Grand Haven has shown a lot of new things and different things since that game.
Well, they've come a long way since that game. They're not the same team at all. And I think that if they played now the way they played the last couple of games, with the new offense and the way it's working, I think they're going to be in great shape.
Well, good. We can only hope so. The teams look ready to go. We're about ready to start with the jump. We've seen the starting lineups. We're going to have Haxema against Mark Reed. Mark Reed is the leading scorer in the OK Red, averaging 21.5 points a game, so he can be a scoring threat.
He's very consistent, you know. It looks like a tough player. It's going to be a real challenge for Haxema.
Yeah, he's listed at 6'2", but he's a solid 215. You can tell. I think he's probably on the football team, too. And here we go to start. Haxema controls the tip, taken by Huntington in the backcourt. Huntington gives it up to Fickus. Fickus dribbling around the top, in the middle of Huntington, a soft shot over the rim and in. Well, they're starting with Huntington the scorer right off the bat.
You know, one thing that would be good, too, I'd like to see Grandville get off early, too. Cause
that would be nice for him to get a couple of good shots, good clean three-pointers off, too, because he's real consistent out there.
He's a Bucks' best shooter, and he's been real consistent early in games.
There it is, right off the bat, going inside to Mark Reed. Haxema looked like he lost a step there on Reed, and Reed made him pay for it. Errant pass by Fickus, brought back in by Reed. Reed gives the ball up to Devilar. Well, that was Matt Haveman coming across the middle, and they're going to call a foul, looks like on number 34, Fickus.
You know, Reed looks like a really good post player. I think they're going to have to watch him, maybe double in the future, or
yeah, and
see how it develops over time.
And I think if they're just going to go in there and if the referees let him play a little bit, Haxema's going to have to really work hard because I think he's at a definite disadvantage in the weight department. That was Joe Devilar for 3, and
Devilar is one of their better three-point shooters.
Puts the Dutch up by those 3 points. Jepson in trouble in the corner. We're going to have Holland on the line. Holland playing tough defense so far.
Come on, guys, keep it up.
We're going to have Jepson inbound the ball. He brings it into Haxema on the left side, back up top to Jepson. The point guard Fickus gets it into Grandville, and Grandville goes up for a quick one. Oh, and way up in the air, way up in the air goes Mark Reed.
There wasn't a Buccaneer near the basket on that shot, Gary.
No, that can hurt you. Oh, there we go. Finally, we get coming up a little short. Grandville sets up in the corner, comes back out to Fickus. Haxema, a little head fake. Sees Jepson underneath, and there it is. Those are the easy buckets we like to see the Buccaneers get early.
Good look inside, and he used the rim to protect him. Great shot.
Dutch coming up quick. A nice quick hand by Grandville really made that play. Grand Haven being patient, not taking anything, nothing that doesn't look good as far as the shots are concerned.
Oh,
whoa, that's
tough shot.
That was a tough one. Jepson going up against the taller man. He really made a tough shot. And they're going to call it before the basket.
Before the basket.
Okay. I thought when he blew the whistle that he was going to call that as a occurrence during the shot, but obviously not.
I thought he may have called a travel on that. It looked like we were doing a little rotating of the feet.
Victus goes in hard, tries to drop it off to Haaksma, and Haaksma not there. Picks up
Stolen
by
by
Reed. Reed comes down. Oh, Haaksma down on the floor for the ball. So's Gravelin. Brings it out to Jepson.
Scrappy
Hustle by the
defense.
Buccaneers. You know, Fickus wants to find J.P. Huntington there. Huntington goes up for 2. But that quick release really showing itself early. When he goes up strong and hard, the ball goes fast.
He's got a nice bounce, really good follow through. Now, he was set for that shot, and hopefully he'll keep shooting that well.
Yeah, well, they've gone to him early. He's got 4 of the Buccaneer 6 points. Well, that's a tough. Jeff Fox got it inside of his man and made the bucket, and he's going to be going to the line for the shot. No, wait a minute.
No.
Once
Before
again,
the shot.
before the shot. Same thing we had on the other end. Well, fair is fair.
You can see the really strategy is to try to push it inside on the Bucks. I think Holland feels they have an advantage there, and they're going to try to take advantage of it.
Well, they are. They're bringing it inside against the zone. Well, Van Hecken pulls it up short. Huntington around the back, goes all the way to the ball, all the way to the hoop, right past everybody. That's a good elevation. JP's got the ability to have get up above everybody when he wants to.
That was a good play for a number of reasons. His head was up. He was looking for Gravelin in the corner, but he was covered. I think that Holland's done a good job of scouting. They don't want to let Gravelin get those shots early in the game.
Yeah, I really haven't seen him with the ball by himself out there. Ooh. Goes inside to Reed. Haaksma made a good defensive play, but the rebound came down to the Dutch for the easy 2. Haaksma's going to need a little help in there. Okay, Huntington finally misses one. Oh, nice.
As a coach, you hate to see that happen.
You do. That was Devilar made a nice left-handed scoop shot. Coast to coast, like you say. Coaches hate to see that.
As a player, you hate to have it happen to you.
Vick is handling the ball. He gets it inside. Oh, nice defensive play. Great defensive play by Jeff Fox. Haaksma had position, but he took the step up and made the play.
Holland's overplaying everybody to the front. Maybe the Bucks can find a way to take advantage of that.
There's good pass. He saw Huntington traveling in the corner. Wants the 3. There it is. Huntington, you know Huntington could have made that too.
That's the first time that Holland let him alone. And he was open and he shot and he made it.
Huntington made a good decision. You know, he could have made that too. He's got a lot of athletic skills when he gets inside like that. Not too many people can stop him, no matter how big they are. But he saw the potential for that 3, and there it was. There's a 3. Haveman answers. Huntington wants it, and he goes up with a 3, and he's going to be fouled. Well, Haveman is having a discussion with the referee, but I don't think it's going to accomplish much. He gets called for the foul. Well, some wholesale changes made by Coach Taylor. We've got into the game Amstutz, Constant, and no, that's the Formsman's going to have to wait because it looks like he may be coming in for Huntington. Hodder's still over at the scorer's table waiting to come in also.
It's the first time we've seen wholesale changes like this.
Yeah, that's true. The games that we've done so far, we've seen them filtering people in pretty much 1 at a time, maybe 2 at a time, but we've got Hodder in for Jepson. So the only original starters in are Huntington and Haaksma. And we've got Formsman waiting to come in. Huntington makes that one.
Shoot 3. Huntington's a 70% shooter from the line.
Huntington 3 out of 3 from the line. And he's going to come out, referee stop play so we can get Formsman in the game. So the only Buccaneer starter we've got still in the game is Hoxman, and you know his assignment is going to try to be able to try to stay with Mark Reed. Interestingly, Reed brings the ball down sometimes when they're not going to full court pressure.
I think Reed can play wherever he wants to play. He's like the Charles Barkley of the OK Red. If he wants to bring the ball down, you let him do it.
Let him do it. Sort of built like Charles, too.
Yeah.
There goes Reed, up for 3. And it's good. Like you were saying, he pretty much can play anywhere he wants. Amstutz, ball within the right corner, comes out to the top to Hoxma. Formsma gets stripped, and he's going to call a jump ball. I think a good call by the referee. He saw both people with the ball going up in the air. We're going to have some changes for the Dutch. Number 30 is in the game for the Dutch. That's Paul Skipper.
And Joe Brown.
Ball back out on the top to the big man, Mark Reed. Reed looking inside. They're trying to post up some players. Boy, some good ball movement by the Dutch. They just didn't put the shot down. But some really good ball
was
movement.
overplaying to the ball. Got caught. Got on the weak side.
Nice soft shot by Formsma. Formsma's tough along that baseline. He really makes a nice soft shot from
his
over there.
favorite spot. And you can. The problem is you can count on me doing that a lot of the time.
Well, just don't tell those guys in their red shirts.
Okay.
Brown with the ball at the top. Reed. Now with Brown with the ball. Underneath and over the top. Hoxma with the air ball. Constant bringing the ball down. Crosses over, brings it to the middle. Nice pass inside to Hodder. Hodder up with the right hand just off the front. A nice pass inside.
I think Hodder expected a little more defense and it didn't show up.
They leave Skipper off to the left side. Reed with the ball again. Nice outlet. Looks like we might have a 3-second violation. You can see the referee, he had his hand up, was ready to blow the whistle before any kind of contact happened in there, so you could tell we were going to have the call.
Kind of a key thing's happening here is that last 3 possessions, Holland hasn't scored.
Yeah, they've actually had good shots, but they haven't gone in.
They've had 2 air balls and a turnover now.
Yep. So we've got, so it's probably attribute that to some good defense too by Grand Haven. Grand Haven put some of the starters back in the game. Forms with the ball, comes back out to Huntington on the top. Jepson finds Forms when he comes left side. Jepson almost came down with that, but he was beat to the ball by Justin Price for the Dutch. There it is. That's the shot they've been looking for. Huntington brings the ball down quickly, finds Gravelin. Gravelin caught in the corner. It's a tough spot to be. Sort of made a good pass, but Huntington couldn't handle it. A long 3. Comes out with a long rebound. Oh, good rebound by Skipper. Nice pass inside, an easy bucket for Price.
That was way too easy.
Formsman in the corner with the ball, comes across hard with the left. You know, and that's a good move for him too because he's left-handed.
Yep.
That brings us to the end of the first quarter. We've got the Buccaneers down by a point, 19-8.
Scored a 3-point basket.
Huntington, just like the beginning of the first quarter, goes in strong to the middle and comes up, elevates, and goes in soft.
So we've seen a real inside-outside game so far.
Yep. Well, now there's something we don't see that often is the Buccaneers getting beat that quickly and that easily on their press. Buccaneers have a fine press and it doesn't break down that bad that often. Once again, Forms along his baseline. Oh, Hoxma kept the ball alive and got it to go off of Brown for the Dutch. So Jepson's going to inbound the ball under the basket. Oh, that's the same guy, Matt Havman. that hit J.P. Huntington on the other three-point.
Yeah. Not a smart play.
Well, you know, I think he just caught his hand on the follow-through. So J.P. Huntington, last time you have given this opportunity, he hit all three. We can only hope he does it again. That'll put the Buccaneers up by 2.
As I said, JP is a 70% free throw shooter. The Bucks shoot well as a team from the free throw line.
They
very
do.
Well.
You look down their percentages as a team, and there are very few people that aren't in the 70s and 80 percentages.
Overall, as a team, it's 71%. That's really good for high school.
Sure, and that includes some guys, you know, that's as a team, and that includes some guys that, you know, have only been out there a couple times. They go out there when they're cold, and they don't get much of a chance to shoot. Huntington hits first 2.
3 of the Bucks players are over 80% in terms of their shooting, and you really a person that, for instance, Haaksma is shooting 87%. Now that's exceptional. Even as a pro, that's exceptional.
It is. It is. Well, we know Coach Taylor puts a lot of emphasis on their foul shooting. He knows a lot of games made or break. Finally, Huntington misses one from the line, so that puts the Bucks up by 1 point, 22-21. Reed bringing the ball down. He gets it over to Devilar. Devilar dribbling. All the way cross court to Haveman. Haveman looking to get it into Reed. Finally, Reed with the ball with Jepson on him. Price dribbles around the side. Haaksma's right on him.
Oh,
boy, the Bucks, now they got that swarming defense that they want to see all the time. There's a travel. Yeah, everybody in the Pioneer in the Pirate Pit was calling that one. J.P. Huntington bringing the ball down. We only see him do that whenever Fickus is out of the game.
Fickus is having a little bit of an extended rest here.
We're going to call a travel on Jepson along the baseline. Looks like just a little bit of a hop step there.
Well, he had to get open
to
make that pass.
Buccaneers into full court pressure again. Let's see how easily the Dutch are able to break the pressure this time. They got it across the timeline. They almost got a 2-on-1 again. That's what you don't want on that when you're trying to pressure a full court. Nice shot by Devilar.
It's a second three-point shot.
Devilar with a nice rotation on that ball. Really looked nice. Gravelin tried a quick two-pointer with nobody down to rebound. Hit the side of the backboard. They go inside to Reed, and what a nice shot. Fading away a little bit. Very nice touch.
He drew contact, still made the shot.
Formsman his favorite spot. He'll draw the foul. Looks like they're going to call that one probably on Devilar. He stepped up, and as Formsman went up for the shot, and he's going to be called for the foul. So we've got the Buccaneers down by 4. Bucks unable to make a shot since J.P. Huntington left the foul line last time.
I think they're rushing a little bit. They're pressing some. You know, it's they don't seem to be really in tune right now. It's they're feeling the pressure, I think, of the defense.
Yeah, we talk a lot about the Buccaneer defense, and they do have a fine defense, especially when they start really moving toward the ball, double teaming. But Holland doesn't look too bad either. They're really pressuring shots. They're not getting anybody an open one.
Now you read the press accounts of Holland's defense, and they always talk about a swarming defense or an active defense, and we're seeing that here tonight.
All right, well, so we're back to the starting lineup for the Buccaneers with Fickus reporting back in. Fornes was sitting down taking a break. Once again, full court pressure. Well, that was the first time we saw a shaky pass come out of one of the Dutch as they tried to break that press. And once again, Haveman from the side. That one's only going to be 2 points, so. Haveman really has a nice shot. A lot of arc on that shot. Huntington in the corner. Going to go up for 3. Jepson pulls down the rebound. Fickus with the ball on the top. Well, who are going to have that one on? Looked like a little contact underneath with the big men. It's going to be called 32, Gravelin. It looked like a hard pick down low, and I think the referee might have caught him moving a little bit down there. A little moving pick.
The Bucks need to be careful here. You know, they're down by 4.
So the Bucks going into a man-to-man full court pressure now. They get it into Reed. Stolen by Fickus. Hawksma goes up hard with a jam.
That'll get him going.
That ignites the crowd. But Reed coming up hard with the ball. Oh, push off a little bit with the front hand, but the referee doesn't call that. Oh, in and out and in again. Devilar smiling as he comes down. Knows he got a break on that as it came out and went back in. Huntington from the side. And he's gonna, one more time, he's gonna send Huntington for the line for 3. Haveman not having a good time trying to cover J.P. Huntington on the 3-point shots.
I think Haveman may grab some bench on that one.
Well, the coach has got to be thinking, well, just those little tiny taps when he lets that thing go, it's not helping anything.
The secret with Huntington is don't let him catch the ball.
Yeah.
Once he's got the ball, it's too late. And number 5 hasn't figured that out, Joe Davilar. Matt Haveman.
Well, Huntington back to the line for 3. He's been shooting them 3 at a time so far, hasn't he? Nope. Off the back.
He's missed.
Yep. Well, now he's down to 2 at a time.
For his scrub into the Dutch lineup, replacing Matt Hageman.
Okay, Haveman out and into the game comes Dan Van Hecken. Huntington for the second of the 3. That one he makes. Huntington goes to the line. He's going to try that third of 3 shots. This one looks nice. Nothing but the bottom of the net. We're going to have a substitution here before the Dutch can get the ball in. Now you have to wonder if those kind of substitutions, when you know they're going to be taking the ball out, is something that Coach Taylor plans, because it really gives the Bucks an opportunity to set up this man-to-man pressure.
That's really smart, I think. I think he does plan it. Should be over and back. That looks like an over and back here. I think you're right.
They just over the timeline and a 3-point shot put up. The man just come into the game, Van Hecken, took the 3-point shot. They see Gravelin in the corner. He can't get it off, so he brings it back out to Jepson. J.P. Huntington bringing it back out. The Bucks being patient here.
I think Huntington was backing up so someone would foul him again. There we go.
Well, some of the fans aren't happy about that one, but they caught Devilar with his hand, I think partially on the hand of Huntington. They're going to give him in the act of shooting on that one. Looked like he was thinking about passing it.
He was shooting.
Sort of a judgment call, I think.
Timeout Holland.
So the Buccaneers call timeout. Nope, timeout Dutch. So the Dutch call timeout with a 4:08 left in the second quarter. Holland has a 3-point lead.
Much different game than the first time. By now, the Bucks were way down and were looking back, and I think that there's got to give them confidence going into the rest of this quarter and into the next half that they're this close and playing well.
I think you're right, Eric. You know, I'm sure nobody on the Buccaneers squad said, well, this is going to be an easy game. They just knew it wasn't. Holland's in contention for the league title. They and Jennison really battling it out. And they also, Buccaneers, that this is their week. They have a chance to really make or break their season with the wins. If they could pull a win out over Holland and over Jennison, they'd be right back in the league race.
Then anything can happen. You know, they've done their part, and let Holland and Jennison take on each other.
Sure, and they're certainly staying in this game. No question about it. These teams are going back and forth with the lead, and both teams playing fairly well on defense. I'm sure that both coaches would like to see a few less points by the other team, but what coach wouldn't? So we're going to have Huntington going to the line. This time, I think only for 2, which is unusual for him tonight.
Maybe the first time tonight he's only shot 2.
Well, he can bring Grand Haven within 1. Huntington good with the second one, so he's 2 for 2 from there. Huntington scored a lot of points from the line so far.
I think so far, unofficially, he's 10 for 11.
No, I think he missed 2. I'm pretty sure he missed 1 on a couple of 3-point tries.
Okay.
Almost an over and back there by the Dutch. Reed thinks about the 3-pointer from the corner. They get it back outside. That'll be Devilar with the ball. Brings it inside to Price. Price sort of forced it, but they're going to call a foul on Jepson. Okay, so got the Buccaneers in the bonus, but Holland Dutch still waiting to get to that magic number to be able to shoot the 1-on-1. Reed all the way outside. He gets the ball inside to Price. Price thinks about it. Thinks about it again, all the way across the double R now. And they're going to call a travel. I think Grandville is glad that they called a travel before he got called for the reach, because it could have easily been the reach on him.
He didn't reach. He came right across both arms. But I think the mistake was made before that. The guy was way too open.
Yep.
You know, Davilar's already hit 3 3-point shots, and he's open at the perimeter. I mean, you really don't want that to happen.
Yep. And then he got his feet going a little bit before the ball went down. And the only place you can get away with that is the NBA if your name's Michael, but he doesn't even get to do that anymore. A long three-pointer for Huntington. He comes up short. Rebounded there by Jeff Fox for the Dutch. Reed brings the ball up. Hits it off to the side to Brown. Back to Reed at the top. That's Van Hecken, brings it back up to Brown. It's tough man-to-man defense here. Jepson gets himself back in front. Huntington on a good double team there, stopping the penetration.
Right, good help.
Boy, really some battling going on underneath there for the rebounds. They got him trapped in the corner. They're going to call him for 5 seconds.
Super defense.
Yeah, they are. You know, they're in a man-to-man. Everybody's had a little bit of a rest, and everybody's playing good defense. It's interesting and fun to see the Buccaneers playing tough man-to-man defense, helping out when they need it.
Excellent help. And, you know, Jepson's got a really tough assignment with Reed, and he's getting help when he needs it. And
he is.
It's just, that was an excellent stand.
Huntington goes up with a shot. Looked like he got his feet a little tangled up before he went up with that.
And he wasn't set or prepared for that shot. He just basically had to shoot or travel at that point.
What a nice feed. When Reed gets the ball, a lot of people come over toward him because they know he's a fine shot and he makes a lot of them. Huntington in the corner for three. He's coming up short and everything now. Another assist. Reed really pushing the ball up.
Timeout. A really good timeout. The Bucks are starting to get very impatient. They need to slow down and get back in their game.
Yeah, a couple times down they took shots that might have been ill-advised, and then Pickus at the top with the ball. Batted away there by Dustin Price. Price makes a pass, and once again a quick basket for the Dutch.
That's a 6-0 run here.
Yeah, Grant even down by 7. They don't want to get down too many more with going into the half. And a good shot. A good shot for Forms, but it just didn't go down. The Bucks really need to have a stop here. So we got a call away from the ball. Looks like it's going to be on number 22 for the Dutch. Jeff Fox called for the foul. Looked like as he's trying to break away, he pushed off. Yeah, and we're going to have the Buccaneers in the one-on-one situation.
You know, so Gary, the Bucks are going to be really careful here because Holland scores in bunches. They have 18-5 run against Rockford. You know, they really just score quickly, and if we're not careful, we're going to be in a lot of trouble here.
Sure. Well, we'd like to see a couple of quick foul shots from Formsma. He misses the front end, and he's a good foul shooter also. Dutch with a minute left in this first half. It's tough when your 81% foul shooter misses the front end of one-on-one at a time you're looking for points. All right, good play there by Fickus. A good quick hand on Reed's pass.
Now the one thing that can help us.
Tough shot in there for
no
Fickus.
Call there for some reason.
Well, I think maybe he had a hand on the top of the ball too, which is why they didn't call it. A shot you really don't see Fickus take very often is a drive to the middle in the... Mark Reed goes up strong, and the call is going to be on Formsma. We're going to have him go on the line to shoot 2. 29 seconds left. The Dutch leading by 7 points. Okay, so a couple of substitutions for the Dutch here with 29 seconds left. We're going to have Reed shoot 2. Reed off the front and back on that one. Hit the front, bounced off the back, so we're going to have the second shot. Reed's going to give an opportunity to put the Dutch up by 8 with 29 seconds left in the first half. The second one comes off. You're going to call it off. The Dutch skipper sort of reached over Formsma back a little bit, and I think the referee caught it. So with 28 seconds left, Huntington bringing the ball down.
Now we've got plenty of time. We need to get a good shot.
Well, once again, looked like a quick shot, and it gives Holland another opportunity to shoot.
Now if I was Holland, I'd go for a 3 here.
Well, they really don't have a lot to lose, and they do have some good three-point shooters, although not the two we've seen out hitting the long shots but so far are not in the game right now.
But Reed has one too. You know, I think that's what, if I was the Holland coach, that's what I'd play for right now. Especially with only 6 seconds left. I think I'd go for that shot.
Yeah, that can put you up by 10 going in, which is a good spot to be. There he is. There's the 3. Okay, just like you called it, Eric. So we're going to go in at halftime with Holland Dutch leading 37-30. A pretty good first half with Holland really having their big scoring spurt right at the end of that second quarter.
Well, Holland came through right when you want to come through.
Number 22's going at each other there. I think that Jeff Fox for the Dutch thought that it was JP that pushed him, but Huntington is the one that sort of got the advantage, and the referee called it against the Dutch. Grandville caught in the corner, gets it out to Fickus. JP Huntington from the top. Once again, he's short on the three-pointer as he was in the last few times he shot in the first half. An errant pass, that time Haveman going deep, and the ball was just thrown over his head.
JP looks like he's pushing a little bit. His follow-through is coming up a little short, I think.
Yeah.
He needs to relax.
Yeah, he needs to take the shots that are good for him. Right. You're right. He needs to set his feet, because when he does that, it's
automatic.
He's automatic. Grandville looking to get it inside to Haaksma. Haaksma up with the left hand and in. The Fosbury flop by Matt Haveman for the Dutch didn't work.
There were some words there.
Now it looks like the Dutch are the ones taking the quick shots now. It's exactly what Grand Haven wants them to do. And a little bit more intensity you notice on the offensive board by Grand Haven.
They're working hard. I think they thought about that at halftime. Why are we behind? What do we have to do to get back? And one of them is working hard on the rebounds.
Yep. A nice pass by Fickus. Fickus sees Jepson going on the back door and gets the ball to him effectively. Dutch bring the ball up quickly. Ball goes inside to Reed. Reed with a nice scoop shot, but it just didn't go. And a great, great rebound there by Joe Hedevilar.
That's a shot you want Reed to take, though. That's a really tough shot against a tough defense. You want him to take that shot.
Ooh. Fickus stood there with the ball a little too long. This time Reed goes in by himself and misses it. Jepson slaps the ball away.
Oh. Quick whistle on the travel there, I think.
Yeah, it's the old, you can't have a pivot seat. You have to have a pivot foot. As soon as you move your feet, the referees are going to call that. So we're going to have Reed inbounding for Holland. In through the middle goes Fox. Fox tangled up there with a couple of Buccaneer players. They get it out to Fickus. Fickus sees Grandville.
Set and shoot. There you go.
He goes up, and there's a 3. That's the one that they want Grandville to take. We got a timeout, referee's time. Notice we're only in a 2-point game now. Grand Haven is effectively pulled back within just a couple of points of the Holland Dutch, doing the things that we knew they had to do, which was slow down just a little bit, take good shots, and get back on the offensive boards.
Now the key thing will be is can they maintain this level of intensity and this level of execution? You know,
you bet.
Looks like Holland's seen enough of the Grand Haven offense. They want to try something new here.
Well, looks like we're going to have some pressure here. But some pressure here. There's one way to beat the press. Send JP long.
Holland must not press too much.
I know that's a press, or that's a play we use in football a lot. You know, send the fastest guy you got long. Good full court pressure here. And a nice pass. Once again, Hawksmouth passing it in long. Oh, and Grambling misses the layup.
You kind of mishandled the pass. You didn't catch it cleanly, and that upset his
He
shot
was a little bit
bit
off balance. And they're going to count it.
No.
Now that's one of those decisions the referee has to make. It looked like the foul might have been before actually sort of went up for the shot, but a smart player will go up for the shot anyway. We're going to have a timeout by Grand Haven. Fickus brings the ball up. He's looking for Huntington. Huntington having a hard time shaking his man. Gravelin takes the ball up at the top, over to Fickus. Inside to Huntington. Huntington having a hard time handling, but he brings it back out. Over to Gravelin.
This is good patience.
They're waiting for a good shot. Fickus tried to go through the middle, saw it close up, and came back out with it. Same man, 4 fouls. Same man, Havman, having a hard time handling Huntington. Havman is having fits trying to cover J.P. Huntington. I can tell you from personal experience that that is not an easy task.
No.
Not to get too personal as an announcer here, but a couple of years ago, there was this 15-year-old kid came in the gym with his little brush cut, and I had to cover him. And the first couple times he had the ball, I couldn't even stay near him, so I said, I think I'll cover someone else.
You were yelling, help, help.
Yes, I was. Jepson up with a tough shot. The ball brought down there by Van Heckman. Van Heckman brings it all the way down. Brings the ball up to the top, and a three. Chased down there by Brown. Brown, good hustle. He gets the ball in the corner, all the way across. It was tipped there by Fickus, and then the ball came down. Fickus and Reed battled for it. We're going to have a jump ball. The ball goes to Grand Haven. Inbounded by Gravelin, and Fickus will bring it up. We've got Constant going to the scorer's table to check in. There again, finally JP gets his feet set.
Yep.
But this time he
Yep.
comes off the back instead of the front, which he has been. Posting the Reed. Over the top. Gravel once again beats the defense down, but he can't put the shot in. Fickus going to be called for the foul.
I think in that last situation, Gravelin just needs to go to the basket and let whatever's going to happen, happen.
Right. That's what's nice about referees. You know, usually they'll call those things if you go in hard, make your shot.
Yep.
They'll see they're out there, as is everybody else in the whole arena, looking at what's happening right there. So we're going to have the Dutch inbounding the ball underneath their own basket. We've got Hodder in the game, Constant. Amstutz in for Fickus. Staying in the game is Huntington and Hawksma. Ball comes out deep to Hoffman. Hoffman shooting the three. Amstutz comes down with the rebound. He gets the ball over to Huntington. Huntington with a stutter step, goes in hard. And we're going to have a foul there in the act of shooting. Price fouled Huntington on the shot.
Now with this team out here, you know they're going to be going to Huntington or Oxma for most of their shots, and I'm sure Holland knows that too. So
well, yeah,
we'll see how well they can execute the offense to get them their shots.
The other thing is though, we've also seen Constant be able to put the ball up in pressure situations, and Amstutz, of course, you know, he's used sparingly, but he's a good basketball player and he handles the ball very well. Kind of guy that's not going to make a lot of turnovers, and he can score.
And they need to step up and take the shots in this situation.
Huntington missing again from the line. I think he's going to hurt his average if he's not careful tonight. He's been up there a lot of times.
Well, we're cooling off a little bit. You know, we missed that key one-on-one, and
it's the second one up, and
he makes it.
Full court man-to-man pressure. Oh, nice play there. Nice tip. Hoxma wanted that charge, but he just isn't going to get that one.
Hoxma couldn't have played that any better. That was excellent defense there.
All right, Hoxma tries to go inside to Hodder, and the ball's kicked out of bounds by the Holland Dutch. We got a substitution for Holland. Jeff Fox checking into the game for Devilar.
You know, so far this half, we've got Grandville into the game offensively. Huntington's still in the game offensively. We need to get Hoxma going.
There's Hodder with a nice shot. Now there's a kid plays great defense and does not take bad shots.
Nope.
And when he does take good shots, he usually makes them. They're going to call the blocking foul on Hoxma. Hoxma really thought he was going to get the charge on that one. And they're going to call the shot
and
good.
The basket.
Huntington over there trying to help his friend Hoxma, let the referee know he thought maybe that guy put his shoulder down a little bit. But no matter what Huntington or Hoxma think, we've got Brown at the line. And a good rebound there. Boy, that's a tough call there because Hoxma had position. And Reed went up behind him.
When a player comes over your back, how can that be a foul?
Well, I think you'd have to ask that guy with the striped shirt, because it did look like he had position. Granted that Reed has the ability to get way up in the air. We've seen that. But Hoxma, a good player, getting good position. I'm sure he didn't feel good about that call.
Before the shot, that's good.
And we're going to have some substitutions for Grand Haven. Into the game comes Gravelin, Jepsman, Formsma, out go Hoxma, Hodder, and Amstutz. A couple of good moments there by the subs, keeping us in the game. We're 7 down right now. And a nice pass. Might have got away with a little bit of a step there. Huntington in the corner over to Formsma. Back around to Constant. Constant double team there. Ooh, dangerous pass through the middle. It's going to be off Formsma, and Dutch have the ball back. Coach Taylor not looking as happy as he did earlier. Dutch up by 9 points. Full court pressure. We're going to have a push-off on Holland. That was Brown. Brown, one of those guys that's sort of jawing a little bit with Huntington as the game progresses. Constant with the ball in the corner, looking for a pass. Forms along the baseline. He's double teamed. Jepson comes out. Gravelin at the top.
Yes.
For 3. Gravelin set his feet real nice that time, went up with a good shot. Dangerous pass by Reed, but comes down with it.
I don't think it's an overstatement to say we need to find that shot more often.
Boy, that time, all Reed needs is a little space underneath the basket. He finds the basket really well. Huntington has the ball come off hard. It's going to be off Holland. Back to the Grand Haven Buccaneers. Got a minute left in the third quarter. Buccaneers down by 8. Jepson to inbound the ball. Finds Formsman at the top. Huntington on the side. He goes hard to the middle. Nice soft shot right above everyone.
That's a much better shot for Huntington to be taken right now. Number one, it's a better percentage.
That's not something you want to see the Holland be able to do. Like you said, they're a good running team. When they get going, they've got some good people that can make those things happen. Formsma along the baseline. Jepson there for the rebound with nice position on the board. Well, that time we had that time Holland again beats the Buccaneers back down. Hesitation on the part of Brown, it looked like, and as a result, he missed the shot, and it's going to be a jump ball. The Buccaneers going to lose this one to the possession arrow.
It'd be great to get a stop here. They really need a stop here.
There it is. Well, that time Forsman got good position, and they're going to call a foul there on Jeff Fox. I think the referee's starting to think they're going to take just a little bit more control of this game, make sure that this thing doesn't get out of hand at all. Because that one was the kind of foul that they've been letting go for a while.
It has been. They've been letting it play, and now maybe with 16 seconds left in the third quarter, they've decided to rein it in a little bit.
Huntington with a great spin move in the middle and a little scoop pass, a scoop shot. Half quarter by Reed at the end of the third quarter, and we've got the Holland Dutch 58, Grand Haven Buccaneers 54, and he brings it into Fickus. Fickus to Huntington on the side. Huntington with the three. Huntington brings them within one with a quick three. Full court pressure, man to man. What a nice tip there by number 32, Van Heckman. Van Hecken really got up high on that one, made it happen. Looks like Huntington just feels it. I don't think he respects the defense too much of Mr. Brown, and I think he wants to try to take him to the hole.
And I think that's what he should be doing, you know, because I think he can beat anybody on the team to the hole, even perhaps Reed. And he needs to do that, because that's the shot he's been making today.
As J.P. Huntington goes to the line, we want to make sure that we, again, mention our sponsors who are bringing your Buccaneer basketball. That's Spectra Products, the JSJ Corporation, the Eagle Ottawa Leather Company, Skolton and Fant Law Offices in Grand Haven, FMB Lumberman's Bank, Shape Corporation, Automatic Spring Products, Clover Bar, and Dr. Robert Dixon, all Buccaneer fans who help bring you these Buccaneer games on television. J.P. Huntington makes the second, and that brings Grand Haven within 1 point with 7.5 minutes left in this last quarter of basketball. Holland really effective in beating that press tonight.
I was just wondering whether it's working for us or not. You know, it seems like they're getting a lot of easy baskets off the press.
Well, earlier
turnovers that we've got.
Earlier they did. Huntington overplaying a little bit, missed the steal, and that gave the opportunity for the Dutch to go in for an easy basket. So it's the Dutch by 3. Well, Grambling with a rare shot when they're going up against someone. Typically, you don't see Grambling take the ball up against someone.
No, he usually spots up in an open spot and waits for the ball. That was not a bad shot, though.
No, it wasn't, but just unusual for him. They're going to call a foul on Hoeksma. Going to call a foul on Hoeksma. Buccaneer fans obviously disagreeing with that particular call. Hoeksma's not arguing about it too much, though.
No.
We have seen him.
It's a good time to let the cameras speak for us, I think.
I think so, too.
17 calls. So we're into the bonus. Matt Haven at the line, shooting 1 and 1.
Well, that puts Holland into bonus. Not a good situation to have for the Buccaneers with the visiting team into bonus early in the fourth quarter.
No, it's 6 minutes now. They can shoot in the bonus. That's not a good sign.
Way short on that one. They get the ball in the hands of Fickus. Get a call of travel. Indeed, Grandville took that one step before he put the ball down. A good call. And it's unfortunate, too, because he had a clear lane to the basket.
The key thing there is they ran a play, and it worked. That's exactly the shot they wanted. That's exactly what they wanted to have happen, and they got it done. They can execute that again next time.
You bet. Well, once again, we've got man-to-man full court pressure. Three-second lane violation. It was tough to see who the referee was calling that one on.
I think Van Hecken's the man we want to have take that three-point shot. He's taken 4 or 5 and hasn't made one yet.
Yeah, we've seen Haveman and Devilar make some nice ones out there, and of course Reed's got a nice touch from deep out there too. Once again,
great shot by Jepson.
That's a couple times we've seen Haveman try to take a charge down there, and Jepson went straight up with that shot. A very nice soft shot with a nice arc on it.
Reed's been pretty quiet. I think.
Interesting. We've got a man-to-man with Reed, with Huntington on Reed, and who comes down with the rebound? But Huntington. And there it is, Huntington with a good hustle. Fickus thinks about getting it up quickly to Haveman.
Oh.
Or the
Grandville had his feet set. He could have hit that.
He's going to call a travel on the Dutch. Both men were on the ground. The Holland Dutch came up with the ball, and
he had his foot set, and he tried to get up, and that's when he moved it. And we all know you can't do that.
And we're going to have Rusty Tenhagen cleaning the floor there.
The grounds crew is in, doing
Rusty,
a nice job.
A great Buccaneer fan. Timeout. Got a timeout here on the floor with...
They belong in the top flight of this division, and they're going to get there, I think, if they keep playing like this.
Yeah, we talked about for the rebound. Nice strip by Constant. Constant in the ball game. Got J.P. Huntington sitting right now. Also, Hawksma taking a rest. So we've got some of the defensive specialists in there.
I think there'll be a short rest.
Oh, a nice pass inside. A beautiful pass inside to Reed. And I don't think you want to let him have the ball right there.
No, Reed is so good at getting position. You've got to really watch that, because once he's open, it's over.
Okay, that's good hustle. Formsel coming around the backside, giving the Bucks at least an opportunity to come up with the ball. But he knocked it out of bounds.
Could have gone either way.
Well, you were right. We've got the Huntington and Hawksma coming back in the game quickly here. Jepson's going to take a quick rest.
Going with a little taller lineup.
Finally, the Buccaneers come up with a steal on their full court pressure.
Excellent defense there by Constant.
You're right. That time Van Hecken just decided he was going to shoot it no matter what happened. And once again, as the ball's leaving someone's hand, Haveman makes a foul. And I believe that's going to be his
fifth.
Should be it
for him.
And you know, and every foul he's had tonight has been one of those.
It's been late.
It's been those fouls where he's just been getting to the ball just after it's out of someone's hands. and that sends him to the line.
Playing defense with his hands and not with his feet.
Well, that's one of those long-distance scoring threats that the Dutch had. No question that Haberman had the ability to shoot those long ones.
Now we have Reed and Davilar left. They're really the only ones that have shot the shot from three-point line.
They're the only ones that have really attempted a lot of them. Formsma at the line, he's only averaging 81% at the foul line.
And every one counts now.
It does. This is the guy you want at the line. He, Haaksma, other good shooters. That one wasn't pretty, but it went in. Again, full court pressure by Grand Haven.
Only really good shooters or really bad shooters get those rolls.
Man-to-man, full court pressure. Vick is trying to keep with the Van Hecken. Ball comes back out to the top to Devilar. Devilar finds Price. Haaksma comes up with the ball. Boy, we got a mad scramble for it out there. That looked like a travel to me. Oh, and we're going to have a foul called.
On Haaksma.
That's what... Well, that's 4 on Haaksma. And I thought the referee was going to call that travel. It looked like we've seen a couple of times today, a player that takes that first step before the ball goes down to the floor. And that's going to give him that 1-and-1. We talked about it earlier, that the Holland Dutch enjoying the 1-and-1 situation early in this fourth quarter, and it continues on. Grand Haven is also in the bonus now. We're going to have Jepson checking in for Constant. Also checking in is Grandville. Grandville going to be coming in. Fickus coming out of the game. Nope. Yep. Fickus out of the game. So Coach Taylor leaving in one more tall player from his original starting 5, that being Formsma. Price makes the front end of the 1-and-1. The Holland Dutch by 2, 65-63. And the second is good. Holland gets back into defense quickly. Once again, down in the corner to Gravelin. And a nice play.
He was behind the backboard when he shot that shot. And
well,
it went
he did.
in.
And but that's a good shot for Formsma. His arms, he's got to have 4.5-foot arms on that kid. You know, he comes around from behind the basket as well as anyone.
Okay, now the key is playing tough defense without fouling. Play the passing lanes, play tough on your man, but don't foul.
Nice shot.
Fox gave up a good shot for a better shot.
Yeah, he did.
He was wide open, just gave the shot up.
Boy, tough break for Grand Haven there. Looked like a really nice shot, just went off.
Looked like some contact on the shot too, but...
Well, I think that's what Formsma wanted.
Now we're back to having to play defense.
2.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter here. We've got a 3-point lead enjoyed by the Holland Dutch. Boy, really terrible pass, and Holland still comes up with the ball. They bring it out to the top to Price. Price covered there by Formsma. He goes over the top. Haaksma fronting Reed on that play, and he comes up with the ball.
Holland is tightening up a little bit. You can see that they're looking for Reed all the time, and that's good for us, because if they're looking for one guy, that's only one guy we have to defend.
Yep. Huntington with the ball. We've got Haaksma on the right side with the ball looking inside. They see Gravelin. Formsma, the head fake, and he's going to go up for the shot, and we're going to have a foul on number 4, Joe Devilar. Devilar going to be called for the foul on Formsma, and again, that 81% foul shooter going to the line.
Yeah, Formsma was real deliberate about that shot. He thought about it, then he dribbled, then he thought about it, then he shot. You know?
Well, you know,
Devilar had plenty of time to get there to foul him.
Yeah, that's where he was saying, come on over here and foul me while I shoot this. So going to the line.
Very key free throws here. Nothing but net.
Nothing but net. Like we said, there's one of the guys that Coach Taylor wants on the foul line.
And if you look at the Bucks that are in the game now, they're their best foul shooters.
It definitely was a good call by the referee.
Yeah.
Even though Grand Haven had both hands on the ball, it was pushed out of bounds by the Holland player.
That's right. Let's see if we can convert here.
Jepson going to inbound. He gets it to Grandville. Grandville out to the top to Huntington. Huntington looking to drive. He goes up, elevates off the glass and in. And that ties the ball game with 1:47. Referee, wait a minute. We have the referee calling something here.
JP called timeout.
Grand Haven ties the game on a high glasser from J.P. Huntington. That ties it at 68 all with 1:47. Well, what do you think, Eric? What's got to happen here now that the Grand Haven's going to be on defense with a minute and a half, a little over a minute and a half left?
Well, if I was Holland, I think I'd look for either Reed inside or I'd try to go to Davler outside. I'd look for those two players. If Grand Haven's got to know that, and they've got to play defense. I would maybe have a loose full court defense and then get back fast into my half court defense if I was Grand Haven.
And you just know they're going to have to double team really quickly on Reed. The ball gets into him, they're going to have to go let him go into him, and they're going to have to let him shoot the ball. Nothing free in there.
Right.
Make him go to the line if they have to.
You got to watch the fouls. And when they come back on offense, I think the Bucks should either look for JP going to the basket off a screen or maybe a dribble screen or something like that, or have Graveline on the outside on the perimeter spotting up.
Yeah, well, the nice thing about JP, and we've seen it so far a lot of times this year, if they start to really come out to him, he can make the good pass.
Right.
So we'll have Holland Dutch having to go the full length of the court here. Grand Haven coming out in their full court pressure.
Full court, man-to-man.
They're settling back into it a little bit. So we've got a man-to-man here. Reed with the ball on the side. Back out to the top. Setting some low screens for Reed. There it is. That's what they didn't want to happen. Jepson in really good position for that rebound. And I'll tell you, that was a nice shot by Forms, but very soft. It did everything it could to go in and then didn't. And Jepson there with a really excellent timing on the rebound.
Probably the most important rebound tonight, I think, so far.
Could be. And then he tried to go straight back up with it, knowing he had a couple men around him, and he's going to go to the line. Jepson also a pretty decent foul shooter.
He shoots at 70%, which is good. This is obviously a pressure situation. We'll see how he does.
Well, he could tie it back up here. There's the first one. That makes it a 1-point game with 1:13 left. Second shot up by Jepson, and it also is good. Once again, full court pressure by Grand Haven in a man-to-man situation. Ball being brought up by the big man, Reed. Reed wants to take it to the hole. He does, and he misses. Graveline comes down with a rebound. Gets the ball in the hands of Huntington. We've got 56 seconds left in a tie ball game.
Reed obviously forced the action there.
Huntington elevating from the foul line, and he's good from there.
Huntington for two.
J.P. Huntington with a great shot from the foul line. Holland coming up quickly. Ben Heckman thinks about taking the shot. And we're going to have a travel. Grand Haven's going to inbound the ball. We're going to have timeout by Holland.
Takes a timeout.
Well,
what we've seen to get to this point is mental toughness by Grand Haven. They were not going to be beat.
Well, they did. They hung in there when things were looking bad. They hung in. Never got really more. I think the 10-point deficit was the biggest that they had, and that didn't really last very long.
And that's a tribute to the coaching staff and to the team to hang in there and play tough. through the whole game. And we'll see. Hopefully they can hold on here for 24 seconds. But they played a mentally tough, very smart game.
They did, and the one thing, you know, we say it so many times, but it still remains true. When JP's feeling it, there's really nobody out there that can do much to stop him.
Nope.
When he elevates on that jump shot, you just notice that there's nobody really even close to the ball. So we're going to have Grand Haven inbounding the ball on their backside of their half court.
Now you think you try to run time here? I think I'd try to run a lot of time here if I could.
Well, you know, you want to get the ball into the hands of Formsma or Hoxma if you can. Those are the best shooters, best foul shooters on the floor. Also look for Huntington to try to get the ball so he can drive to the hole or actually get to the line, because JP really isn't that bad a foul shooter either.
No, they're both, everybody's over 70% that's on the floor right now.
And that's it.
I'm not sure that was a very smart play.
Well, Brown took the foul. You can tell it was somewhat Now the question is, they're going to see if this is an intentional foul, if they're going to give him the 1-and-1. It's an important 1-and-1 here.
I think it'll be a 1-and-1.
Well, it's certainly... Important shots for Huntington. Could put them up by 3. First one's good. Huntington showing absolutely no emotion, like, well, isn't that what it's supposed to do?
To make these shots under this pressure is a tribute to the team and to the players.
Sure,
you know, it's excellent.
He's a good player. Second one, nothing but the bottom of net. Now Grand Haven just has to hang on.
They don't want to foul. Don't foul. That's okay.
All right, 9 seconds left with a 2-pointer. That puts Grand Haven.
Holland, Grand Haven doesn't even have to come over the front line.
That's right.
They
don't even
the
have
back.
to make it over the timeline. So what I think you'll probably see Coach Taylor do is he's going to get his quick ball handlers in there just to make sure they get the ball in. Of course, the other thing to think about is they could very quickly try to foul again and send someone to the line. So it's a tough choice for Coach Taylor. That's what I would be thinking. Do I want to put in my quick guys to get the ball in?
Well, you know, a guy like Constant would be a good choice because he's a good ball handler and he shoots very well from the free throw line.
Sure
91%.
91% shooter. You're not going to get much better than that at any level of play. So as we set, they're going to inbound with the length of the court to their own basket. Of course, full court pressure. Hoxma gets the ball, 6 seconds, into the hands of Jepson, and there's Reed.
Intentional foul.
Reed's going to be called for the foul, and we're going to call it intentional. Really, nothing else he could do in that situation. It really wasn't that hard a foul, but it was something that had to happen.
Yep.
And the ball comes back.
That should do it.
Obviously, a better choice for Reed would have been to sort of reach in for the ball, make it at least an attempt at the ball. Jepson hits the first. That puts Grand Haven up by 3. And they will get the ball back with 3 seconds left. Jepson hits the second, so that puts Grand Haven up by 4 with the ball. If you're Coach Taylor, you're not counting it yet, but you sure are happy.
Well, this team has played so well to get in this position.
So we're going to have Hoxma inbounding the ball. Hoxma cross court to Grambling. Grambling's going to stand there. And the game's over with the Buccaneers winning 76-72. A very happy Buccaneer crowd, a very happy Buccaneer team. They really played to their potential tonight.
I think we're seeing the real Buccaneers. The team we saw earlier in the year is gone. We have a new team now, and they're playing great.
Well, we were saying beginning of the year, JP was really trying to carry everything, and then we saw other people step up and start to play well and start to score well. JP, that the last game we televised, had early foul trouble. Other people stepped up and made good shots, made good plays on defense. tonight was a game played by the entire team. The defense really stepped it up.
Excellent defense. I haven't seen this kind of defense against this good a team in a long time. You can't say enough about it.
Yep. Well, we want to, again, thank our sponsors for bringing you Buccaneer basketball. This is Gary Ramsden and Eric DeLong. Happy to bring you a Buccaneer win here at the Pirate Pit over Holland. And we'll probably see you here on Friday night against Jenison.
See you later, Gary.